Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Roll for Immersion. I am Immersion Diversion, and this is Pokemon Tabletop United. Pokemon Space Odyssey. Woo!
Woohoo!
Um, I'm glad to see you all here. I'm glad to see everyone in chat. Thank you guys all for being here. We were playing, like I said, we were playing Pokemon Tabletop United. We're going to be playing it on Fantasy Grounds as our VTT of choice. It's very good for, so Pokemon Tabletop United isn't actually on Fantasy Grounds, but we're using it for dice rolling, initiative tracker, maps, stuff like that. It just makes things a little bit easier to kind of hang on to and kind of keep track of things. I have to thank all the music producers, Zame, Sanity, and Blitzit. Thank you guys so much for letting me play your music on the stream. They're good artists who do lots of remixes for stuff like... Well, Zame does a lot of Pokemon stuff, but I've seen he does like Mega Man stuff as well. So he kind of does like back and forth, but it's usually mostly Pokemon. Sanity does a little bit of... she does some stuff for Plants vs. Zombies, which I thought was kind of cool. And like, Mario Kart, stuff like that. And Blitzit does a lot of Pokemon ones also, in general. So thank you guys again for letting me use that. Here, actually, I forgot I have to do... Schoolie already did it. Thank you, Schoolie. I didn't even notice. Alright, cool. Let's introduce our players. Guys, hi.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Yeah. It's good to see you guys again.
Yeah, it's been a while.
How are y'all doing?
It has been a while.
Yeah, it has been a bit. I think, what is it, 2 weeks now? I don't
Yeah,
think we
2
played.
weeks.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so let's start with on the left side. Sean, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
And Professor Robert Marlowe is doing fine-ish. Having a bit of an issue with his powers, but we'll get to that. But mostly just really excited to be visiting a new planet for the first time. So,
Awesome.
in his long life, he's not ever been to any other planet other than his own and the space station. So he's excited.
Oh. For some reason I can't type in chat. I was gonna do exclamation Robert, but for some reason I can't type in there. So I don't know. But yeah, sorry for the disruption. Keep going. Or did you
No, that was it.
Well, what about Gizmo?
Oh, and Gizmo was kind of his class pet, but now is a very capable fighter already. Little Cubone wearing a Farfetch skull
I love Gizmo. He's cool.
that he revived from a fossil. I forgot about that part of it.
So technically, he was born with the Farfetch skull.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I guess it would have been the same as
oddly
a
enough, how
Cubone.
all
Yeah.
Cubone are born too, which is weird.
Yeah, they find the skulls of their mother and wear that.
Like
So
immediately after they're born.
That is actually how it is, Edward.
Wait, hold on, excuse
I know.
me?
Yeah,
Huh?
Cubone.
I remember that. I remember that piece of lore. I'm like, yeah, that's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They hatch out of the egg and then immediately find their mother's skull and wear it.
So Gizmo was born from a fossil and immediately found a skull of a
The
Farfetch.
skull far-fetched, yeah. And then found its leak right next to it,
Yeah. Somehow, yeah.
Lit it on fire.
River is
No,
just like,
using
what
that.
the hell?
Do
Anyway,
you not know that river?
Yeah, I mean, we could start with the river next. Hi, how you doing? I see you maybe a little confused.
A little bit, yeah. I'm wearing Mother's skull, and I immediately just went down the deep end.
Yeah, Pokemon has some weird Pokedex entries.
Mm.
I mean, Phantom is essentially a spirit of a small child. accessing a stump of a tree,
Yeah.
apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, a child that got lost in the woods. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Legend. It's like Legend of Zelda shit.
Yeah. Anyway, how about introducing us to Echo and Navi?
Yes, Echo, the fabulous android who's trying to find their purpose in this galaxy, universe thing. Yeah. Hydrogen gas thing that volcanic rocks and weird shit. Yes. And Navi is a route, but a special type of route. Navi is a ghost area type. Reason why? Navi is from a fucking literal planet, graveyard planet, so I mean, yeah.
That's right. You guys came from Paphomia. You kind of just woke
Oh,
up
yeah.
there from a pod, so it's like, yeah.
Pretty much.
All right. Hi, Edward.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm good.
That's good. Tell us
Oh,
about
yeah,
it.
done. Intro done.
Yeah, intro.
Hi, I'm
Edelfin.
Edward, also from Games of Tea. Edelfin. Edelfin is an elf from Zipso. He left Zipso for reasons unknown to anybody except himself. Probably regretting it, and also kind of not regretting it at the moment. He's also extremely naive and doesn't know anything about the bloody world. So while we are hurtling through this void of dark matter, dark energy, hydrogen, helium atoms, and everything at 100,000 miles an hour, he's trying to keep shit together. And the person aiding him in keeping shit together is Luthu, his wonderful, wonderful, wonderful companion, who turned up right when he needed him to, and has remained with him throughout Edelfin's life.
Yay. Oops. I love Luthu. She's so cool. She's like so.
Yeah, she is.
She's got zoomies all the time.
She
awesome.
basically does. She basically has zoomies all the time. Well, she has zoomies all the time when she's not off being curious.
That is right.
Or becoming a scarf for you.
But that's only when she's exhausted. So that's when she's like, I need to go rest now.
Yeah. But yeah, so as you can see, I always forget to bring this up, but we use Hero Forge, and I love all your characters, like all of your characters, like photos and stuff. They're all so good. See them right over there? Yeah. Fortunately, I can't make Pokemon like their ones in there, so I kind of photoshopped them myself to kind of get them to kind of look like what they would. But yeah, Hero Forge, they're cool. I love them. They're always bringing in new stuff, new props and stuff to work with, new shirts, new hairstyles, stuff like that. It's really cool. And I see Schoolie trying to like do my stuff. It's a tip TTRPG. But yeah, speaking of, you guys, everyone in chat, can change the game with channel points, and also donations if you'd like. Channel points can be used to have rerolls happen. You can heal the party's team members when they're down, especially if they're like fainted. You know, it can bring them back up. It's called the Pocket Pokemon Center. Pokemon centers usually heal your whole team, but with the Pokemon Center, it only works on one Pokemon. You can use hero points to change the typing of a random wild Pokemon. Or you can choose the wild Pokemon and then I randomize the type. Just kind of depends on what you'd like to do. You can get interventions from Arceus, which will help you figure out what the situation is if you're kind of stumped. You can also use them to give magic items and such. Usually they're decided by the players with a given amount that I limit, or I might create a magic item for them. But yeah, and then but you can donate if you'd like to donate to us. Tips get split between the party. So for $1 you can donate the consumable items, which would be stuff like Pokeballs, potions, simple one-use items. They get a couple of those for $5. You can do a hero point or jinx point. Hero points can be used to re-roll. They can be used to keep the player alive, or we've now decided that it can keep a Pokemon that they attack alive if they want to plan on catching it. It leaves them at 1 HP as well. And then, thank you. I will do that. I was planning on doing that before, and then I get distracted all the time because I'm trying to set everything up. But yes, so while I do that,
Wait,
Ah!
is that? Oh no!
thanks for the tip, Schooly Eye.
You still haven't
And yes,
seen
I
it?
know. I plan on
I'm
to
gonna-
just
I'm gonna
because it's
bug
just
you with
that one.
every time.
Oh god, hang on. I've got so much stuff that I gotta do now.
Even though
and it's like-
Borderlands still does kind of work because it is
Yeah.
still space, but still.
No, I've been meaning to change the Borderland ones for a bit because it's like, yeah. Oh my god. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry
by the
everyone.
way, catching Pokemon reminded me. River, I have been catching quite a few with Snackworth, so
There we go.
I've been gathering them up in Scarlet or Violet. I mean,
Alright, they have been changed. So yeah, let's back into it. So, Hero Point or Jinx Point. Jinx Point are basically the same thing, but for me. I can use them against the player. I can use them to cancel their Hero Points. Their Hero Points can be used, and my Jinx Points can be used to kind of create fun events, like stuff that, that they want to do. If they want to try and get it to happen, they could use a Hero Point and basically make it happen. For $10, you can do a plot twist, a flashback, or a hero card. Plot twist changes the story up. I can kind of throw it in whenever, but I have to use it that stream. Flashbacks are like a card that makes a player, and you would choose the player to have a flashback. Sometimes it might give them a reminder of something that they might be able to do, or something that they forgot about, and stuff like that. And it usually has to do with the card. And then hero cards are they're basically a one-use power that can, they can hang on to, and depending on how it is, we might reword it to work better for the Pokemon tabletop. But at the same time, it's just basically a one-time power that's really neat and cool. $15, you can donate a critical token. That's basically what it is, a free critical hit. They can use those tokens on if they want to catch something really powerful and they don't think they're going to roll really well, they can use the crit token to then give themselves a plus, I would say 10, but I think that would be, I think 10 is still fine, because when you throw a Pokeball, you have a chance to crit as well, and then you get a plus 10 for that. So it'd be the same thing there. For $20, it creates a random encounter, wherever they might be. If they're in the middle of a conversation or something, $20 will just have Pokemon just show up, and then they have to fight them, run away from them, depending on what they want. It's hard on me because I have to come up with the encounter on the spot, but that's okay. $25 gives a creature buff. I wrote creature buff because if I plan on doing like D&D and stuff in the future, it ups the power of an enemy. It might give them more attack, it might give them more defense. In Pokemon Tabletop, that'll change, either give them a buff to, it might increase their combat stage, it could increase their defense, it might give them more HP, it might make them bigger, I don't know. It kind of depends on the situation at the time. For $30, you can donate a magic item. Same thing as the channel point one, except these are a little bit more, these would be more redeeming, more strong, because they are made for the player, to work for the player, kind of sense. And then for $50, we do a one-time secret menu item, where, it's like a one-time mention that changes the story dramatically. Last time we got a secret menu item, the players got their own spaceship. They still have to go to Gilead before they get the spaceship, but they have been redeemed their own spaceship. Or an upgrade to Burritorodite's spaceship. They still have to kind of decide. I think they were talking outside of game, but, we still have to kind of talk about that and see what they want. And something I also forget to say, because it's like one of the things that I was going to bring in. When you subscribe, anytime you subscribe during this game, a Pokemon in that they're fighting, or one of the Pokemon that shows up on the next encounter that they do, will be a shiny, no matter what. No rolls guaranteed, or no roll. Normally I have to roll a D100 to see if a Pokemon shows up as shiny. As a subscription during this stream, only the Pokemon streams, will they become a shiny type Pokemon. In which case, they might become bigger. They could be a smaller, which might give them a better AC, to avoid being hit, or, more attack and stuff like that. They could have an additional type, even more than what they would normally. Like, if a Pokemon has one type, it'll have a second. If they have two types, it'll gain a third, and stuff like that. So it's just kind of interesting. They might have a move they can't normally learn. Stuff like, just interesting, changes that happen. That sounds dangerous. Of course, it sounds fun too. So yeah, so with that, thank you. I changed my channel point stuff. I think it's time to start some Pokemon Tabletop Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last time, during our space voyage, the group had come across a encounter of ghost-type Pokemon, seeming that twigs were popping in through the corners of the ship. They turned out to be spiders that were trying to encroach a spider web of shadow across the edges of the ship so more Pokemon could get in. Adolphin, with his quick thinking, pulled one off the wall and stopped it from spreading its spider webs. And it couldn't really do much because it was just floating in the air, and it had a bunch of physical attacks. So, but one of the other ones had been able to spread it a little further. With some quick thinking and quick actions, everyone managed to take out a couple of Pokemon, and also managed to capture a few. They managed to get the second Pokemon on their team. Adolphin with a Shuppet that is additionally fighting type. Echo with a Phantump, and Robert with a Dreepy, successfully protecting the ship and getting out of whatever the heck they were in. They managed to finally make it to Galea, and they have now entered the atmosphere of Galea. And that is where we play our game. You guys have slowed, because, Bertrandite's ship is pretty quick, and, he, as you kind of reach in, he's like, everyone, we're here.
Robert kind of pushes his face against one of the windows of the ship, almost like the way that a kid would when coming in to land on an airplane.
Yeah.
And
You
he's
guys-
just like, oh, can't you believe it? It's a new planet. I've never seen such a thing.
Here, let me get it up so everyone can see it.
Elephant's doing the same.
Alright. Oops. Oh, is it really doing that? Hang on, I need to delete it and go make a new image one. It's doing that one thing where it's all my videos and stuff were shrunken and I can't fit them back in. One sec. Where's extra images? Oh, there it is. There we go. So this is what you see when coming through. When you run into the cockpit where Bertrandite is, looking through the front window, you see a sand, or it basically looks like a sand planet. At one side it's very dark and almost looks very calm. There is some water on the planet, but it's only kind of in the middle where the equator would be. It's in the opposite of our equator. There's still a lot of water there, but it's all it's like the equator would be kind of where the coolest part is. Oh my god. Thank you for the gifted sub, Schooly Eye. How many did we get? Gifting 5 tiers. Okay, so I guess the next 5 Pokemon that show up are gonna be shiny. Nice. Alright.
Thank you, Schooly Eye.
I'm going to mute that quick. Hang on. Because I forgot they kind of go on for a while. Where is it?
Yeah, you got 5 of those to go through.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Schooly Eye.
Yeah, thank you, Schooly Eye.
Ooh, we got an Alejandra now.
Oh, nice.
And the game's T, Edward. Nice, you're in. And River, awesome. Thank you, Schooly Eye. Yeah, River, you're a follower. You're a subscriber now. So, anyway,
Oh shit.
yeah. So the next 5 wild Pokemon that show up that are Pokemon that our trainers can possibly catch will be shiny. And that'll be something I have to think about. But yes, huh?
Adelphin is doing Adelphin is doing exactly the same as Robert. I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
You're saying that one part of the planet is, well, by the looks of it, in utter turmoil.
Yeah, so on one side of the planet there seems to be a giant sandstorm. It doesn't seem to be moving at all. It's just always on that
Okay.
one point.
All right.
Yep.
I have a very strange question. What do I know? What would Adelphin know about this planet?
Actually, I have the same question for Robert too.
Okay. You guys can roll me a I think it's general education.
I'm not even going to attempt it. I got 1d6.
Also,
And
apparently you also have some health to distribute,
Oh, health. Oh,
according to Skulai. Ooh, have a 16.
oh yeah, I forgot. There was the $5 donation. Schoolia, what was for that? $10. 2 hero points. Yeah, but I think they used them.
yeah,
I
that's
looked.
the
I
HP.
looked. I looked at the previous game, Schoolia, and at the end they had used their hero points to keep the Pokemon at 1 HP. Because I did go to the end of the stream and everyone had used them.
Yep.
I thought someone
definitely
like
know that I
donated
used
a
mine.
bunch of money at one point.
They did
on,
it.
we got here.
There was $30 for 2 points to each person.
Okay.
Yep. But I did put those
I
in, and then. Are you
Don't
looking?
recall using my hero points to keep Pokemon alive.
Okay.
2 hero points.
Okay, I thought maybe
I know.
you guys did.
I know. I used 1.
Okay, I can put them back in. No problem.
I think.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, I thought I only used one also.
If you guys wanted to
Yeah,
go double
I
check
think-
the video,
I
that's fine.
think
I will put them
from,
back in.
I will double check it, but I think these hero points are from the donation specifically, and oh yeah, that was it. It was donated, and the person who donated didn't
Yeah.
designate what they were.
So then we gave everyone 2.
Yes.
Yeah, I do remember that, but I thought like
Yeah.
I did go to the end of the stream and double check to see how many everyone was at, and it did show that no one had anyone. But I'm okay with giving you guys them back, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Robert gets an additional. one
I
today as well.
definitely
that
should only have
they
one.
did
Because I
that on
definitely
the
used
ones they
one
had.
on Darius to catch it.
Yeah, that's fine. I can keep them on them.
Oh.
Okay, so, Professor Marlowe, or Robert, you wouldn't know too much about this planet, even though it was probably in your vicinity of this space.
Well, and also considering that he loves geology, it's like it's
Yeah.
kind of funny that he doesn't know much about this planet.
But
It's all about
Adolphin, in your
crystals.
case, you did probably a lot of studying on you've never gone to space, but space, all the different planets had kind of a somewhat interest to you. But yeah, you would know, I'd say you know quite a bit about this planet. What do you want to
Okay.
know?
Is it tidally locked?
Tidally locked? Oh, like
Yes. So
like
does it have a permanent day and night area?
Let me go double check.
Or is it like the Earth that like rotates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
no,
they do
it'll
they do
still
rotate, but it's like yeah.
Basically, is the equator there, so horizontally, sort of kind of on the planet, or is it vertically on the planet?
Vertically, I think it would be like vertically, so like kind of where the line is.
Okay,
or,
so
kind of where all the
in that
water
case,
is.
it has
That would be the equator.
right. So it had
Yep.
so one side is basically permanently facing the
The sun.
sun, and the other side is permanently in darkness.
Yep. You would
Cool.
say with that roll, you would also know that on this end of the galaxy, the sun that the Galea is actually orbiting is called the Edo star.
Any interesting facts about that?
Not necessarily. It's probably the hottest sun in the galaxy. And I'm only saying that
Okay.
because on my sun's list or on my map it's the brightest star, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
no, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, so Adolfin will go. That planet is tightly locked. You know, if it's constantly spinning in a sort of vertical motion instead of horizontal. It's not like from Earth. I think Earth is horizontal. Anyway, that was vertically, so it constantly spins round. So that side, pointing towards the massive sandstorm, that is hot. Wouldn't be a good idea to go there.
Oh,
I
you
just
are
like
very knowledgeable, Adolf.
I turn to you and I'm like, man, I wish I had you in my class. Oh, most of my students only did it because I don't know, they just wanted a credit on their report card. Like,
Oh,
you
okay.
actually seem to legitimately like knowledge. And
Well, yes, I do. It's actually really quite interesting. Knowledge is fascinating, especially when you can actually start realizing that you know absolutely nothing when you start learning about knowledge. It's quite interesting.
You-
Yes. Anyways,
You would also know, Adolfin, that
Picked a
in
good
between the sandstorm and the kind of what would essentially be like a deserty barren, not barren, I guess, but like because even though there's water here, you know about this planet. It's very hot, not humid. Lots of sand, but on the darker side of the planet, and actually I can go there because I have that too. On the darker side of the planet. Oops, one sec. Sorry. It's just called the Sand Sea. There's just so
Sand
much
sea.
sand.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like all the water that's on the planet is all basically on the equator. And then in between what is called a actually, you would know about this from searching because this has been around for a while. The sandstorm, it's actually a sand spout.
oh,
Yeah, so the sand in the sand sea. There's like almost like, you know how quicksand works? It like files
yeah.
into a
So,
crater.
my brain suddenly wrong with that. So, does that mean that the Sand Sea is basically the plug hole, and the sandstorm
Yep.
is the tap?
Yep.
And it's just a permanent cycle through.
Uh huh.
Oh, I love that. That's cool. That's very cool. I like that. Yeah, so Adolfin starts talking about that and starts spouting off hypotheses for how on earth this happened and why the planet is like this. Oh, we just lost Sean.
We lost to Sean.
Yeah, you'll be right back.
Yep.
Yeah. But I will turn to Pterodite and say, so Mr. Pterodite,
Oh yes.
this might seem like a very, very, very strange question, but Do you come from the habitable part of the planet?
I mean, technically, depending on where you are on the planet, everything's habitable. But my home exists within the crystalline mountains.
All right, I'll refrain that question. Rephrase that question. Do you come from the place where there's water? Pointing towards the strip of water down the middle of the planet, down the.
I mean, we have a
vertical
way.
axis of the planet.
My home's not over there, but we do have ways to get water to our place. He kind of points. He kind of points to where how where the clouds kind of disperse from the sandstorm, kind of over the cliff.
Right. So,
He
so he's pointing
he
towards
live-
that, and Ed was looking. Go. So
He's
you
like,
live closer to the sandstorm.
Well, I live underground. My home is underground. So it's a lot cooler underground than it is on top of the ground.
Okay. You sort of see a look of confusion across
sec.
across Adolphin's face. Yeah, no worries, mate.
Yep.
So
Oops.
how are you going to land nearby and get
Well, you
help
see.
me out here?
Oh, yeah. Well, you see, so, even though my home is there, I need to stop somewhere first. Because anytime, a new ship enters a place, we have to land at, they're basically space cities, or city, like a metropolis. Usually every planet has one, or all the big, oh, damn it, Sean. Oh, good. But yeah,
It's fighting.
he would point out the place where they're going to is called actually, yeah, that would work. So it's kind of, there's like a small lake in the mountains, and it's in a crater essentially. So it's avoided by the the sandstorm doesn't hit it, and it's because it's inside of a crater. Because it's in a crater, it's a lot cooler because of the shade. It's called Kern. It's a village owned by dwarves. Or it's a city. It's a giant city owned by dwarves, not a village. Sorry.
Actually, I have a question. You have no day-night cycle.
Yeah, we don't.
So, how do you sleep with light all the time?
Well, I mean, we live underground, so we don't have light usually. I mean, we create light in our own way.
So do you have a daylight cycle underground?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
And I'm sorry, Kern is not
Also
the village
very-
or place. It's Kuska. Because
Kuska,
I
okay.
have a description for Kern already, so. So yes, this
Superior
metropolis
Alpha,
place is called Kern.
oh.
Sorry, what's up?
Yeah, very much. Has anyone dared adventure into that sandstorm? Well, earthly, a place someone went to.
I'm sorry, what was that, Robert?
Wow.
Sorry, Sean, you were just cutting up like a ton. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go again.
Sorry, Sean. We'll get to
it's
him.
It's being a pain in the ass of Sean today. That sucks.
Did you catch it all when he was trying to say it? Okay.
No.
No.
Maybe I'll say it in Discord.
How interesting. When I was in Pinocchio, we didn't have, well, we did have underground stuff, but no cities. The Reapers are more like a hive mind than anything else, and I was just there.
Hmm.
Uh,
Interesting.
Sorry.
Although they treated me very kindly.
oh yeah, I'm sorry. What was that, Echo?
Oh, Echo was talking about Pinocchio and how it's like vastly different
Oh yeah.
than this.
Mhm.
I didn't realize we had a
How
hype train.
interesting, though. Also, my brief time in Retonia is very different too. It is, from what I heard, it is from basically a carbon copy of Earth, but dark
Oh yeah, Retonia. Yeah.
and white.
Hmm.
So Echo proceeds to describe a planet that was south of where, or wherever south would be on the map, but since there is no directional on in space, but on the map on south would be it's a planet made of essentially eternal darkness. And the it's like, if you think about it, it's a noir planet where all of the light comes from all of the light comes from neon light made from crystals.
Right. Does that mean it's just? Does that mean it's constantly black or white except for splashes of red?
No, it's constantly dark, like if it was in a lightless area. But yes, it would have like the blue, the red, the green, any kind of color you can mix, kind of thing.
I know. I'm poking fun at Art Noir.
Oh, got it. Yeah. And then he also mentioned, or they also mentioned that that is the place where a race called Shadow Beings are. It's basically a race of shadows that they just like, when you try to look at one, they disappear, but they always show up in the corner of your eye.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like
Fun.
out on the side, they can see it, but when they look, it's like they're gone.
Fun.
And that there is like essentially like at the top of a mountain on one side. You would have never gone there, Echo, but from what you have read from being there, there's like essentially a big black hole at the top of this mountain, and it's constantly sucking in the light of the planet, but nothing else gets sucked in, just the light. So it's actually, where it would be black and white, it's 10% of, or 5% of the planet is white and the other percent is black. And the only part that becomes black and white is the mountain. I'll show you what it looks like if you guys ever go there, so kind of like how I'm just showing you display.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yes, I stayed there for about roughly 15 years until another ship came in, and that's how I ended up in the space station.
Interesting. Well, I'm presuming this is happening while Batorodite is making his way to the spaceport.
Yeah. He goes he's like, well, if you guys are ready, I'll start flying in, and
When you are, Mr. Batorodite.
sounds good. I'm just gonna get into Zoom quick so that I can line you guys up. Sorry. Okay. Boop, boop, boop.
Ah!
I should do this in the background, but I still don't know how to do that well. Yeah, so as Bertorodite, he starts to fly down. You can see, essentially, when you break past the atmosphere to where it all of a sudden starts showing light, yeah, you can definitely see it, like, you start hearing on the side of your ship just what sounds like sand being blown up against the ship, so it actually makes you rock a tiny bit, but he quickly readjusts, and you guys fly in pretty neatly. Yeah, to your right, you see a endless sea, or not an endless sea. It almost looks like the Mediterranean Sea for that kind of shape.
Yeah.
As you fly in, he's like, that is the that is known as the Sea Oasis.
That is very cool. I want to go and visit there. I want to go to everywhere. Oh dear, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, and he's like, as we're flying in, right there, as where we're going, and it's kind of on the outskirts of the sandstorm, so it's like, it's hitting that 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 I can't really pin it, but kind of in the middle to the left, there's like that little like curve, where that little lake is, kind of in the center, the blue lake, right to the left of the center. That's where we're going to be landing. But these mountains are called the Crystalline Mountains. These mountains are made of, I mean, it's still like rock and stuff like that, but you can find a lot of red and brown gems here. It's kind of like the same color that I am.
Interesting.
Yeah, it kind of matches the color palette of, it's like red and brown of birchite.
So are you made of ruby?
A little bit.
Interesting.
Kind of what, and
My
he
brain
points
is going
at
different directions.
the
Interesting.
gems on his
Lovely.
back. He kind of points at the red spots that kind of flow in the crystal. He's like, that would be like ruby veins, kind of thing. So.
Edelvin is just fascinated and he's now just drinking in every sight he can.
And then, and it's funny because then as he's flying over to that lake, he's like, "Oh wait, my memory's bad. It's been a while." So he turns around and goes to. He's like, "I forgot. We're going to Cusca. That was Kern. That's it is a Dwarven village, but it's essentially like a small fishing village in the mountains."
Fishing on a sand world.
So we're going to Cusca. And as you guys, he kind of turns around and flies toward it. You can actually see the town from here. This would be like, I don't know how to explain how wide it is. It's probably the size of Italy. It's just a giant, massive city, because they have to be able to land like starships and spaceships and all that there. So it's like,
No, that's fair.
yeah. And he just says each planet usually has about one or two of these on each side of the planet. Some might have more, some might have less, some might not even have any, depending on where you go. But yeah, this is Cusca, and it's just like a big silvery like city of metal and stuff. It compared to the sandy area around it, kind of like it's the difference between white and black. It's like, you can definitely tell that this shouldn't be here, but it's like it is. So yeah. Then he flies into towards the spaceport.
Almost like a blemish upon the the Earth, in inverted commas.
Yeah,
Here.
like a futuristic city on a deserted, like, dead planet kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So as he flies in, and then all of a sudden you can no longer see desert. There's still sand flying through it, but it's a lot less brutal. You don't feel the wind anymore. And yeah, he flies in. He makes the call. He calls in. And he's like, "Yep, it's Birchite. Back." And then he's like, "I'm landed. That's a good." And he's like, "Yep, that's all good. You're good to land." And he's like, "All right, cool." And he just flies down. And you guys have showed up in Cusca.
Yay.
Yeah.
Ew.
After the oh, yep, go ahead.
Yeah. No, carry on.
Oh, he just says after a I'm gonna turn this down just a tiny bit.
It's a little bit.
But yeah, so after he lands, all the preparations are done, and you guys get off the ship, and you guys just see essentially kind of what you saw before when you're on the space station, but instead of a metal ceiling, you can actually see the sky. It's nice and blue. A couple of white clouds, but a couple of sandy clouds too. From what you saw from above, they're like brownish clouds, or like a light brown. But yeah, welcome to Cusca.
Interesting. I would love to explore this place much more, but we're also here to do a job. So, you need food, right?
Oh, you're talking to Bertrand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bertrand, yeah.
He says, "Oh, yeah, it's essentially food. I always, like I said, I like trying new stuff. It is a little bit harder since we are here and this is my home place. But, we're as big as planets are. It's always interesting to find new things. As a rock person, I will say, I haven't gone to the Sand Oasis often because we live in the mountains. So that is a place I haven't really gone to before. The Sand Sea is another good place, but not a lot of people go there because it's literally just that, sand. Although I might be okay to go a place like that because I don't need to eat much other than rocks and we can eat sand. But I just haven't gone that far yet.
Right, but you employed us.
I did.
Correct? And, yeah. So, and Edelfin sort of struggles with words here. What do you want?
Well, he goes here. Let me pull this out. And he goes inside of his ship. He comes back with a list of different gems that he's collected over the years, stuff like that. He's like, and he basically, and this is me telling you, you can basically grab anything. I mean, he's okay with having stuff, but like, if it looks really amazing, if it looks cool, if it's something I am having trouble ever describing, usually it's something like that he will like. But yeah, essentially just, there might be like water crystals in the sea, that he's never really had a chance to get because he doesn't really like water too much, even though we do need a little bit to thrive a tiny bit. Like rocks still need water, but we tend to sink more than we do float. So yeah, and I guess we still need to breathe. So
Yes. So how much? Let's get down to honestly. Let's get down to business here. How much?
he's like thinking to himself, and he's just like, well, maybe that much. Like, and he kind of just gets like a he says enough to get me started. I have a crystal terrarium that I can grow more from, and if I can get about maybe that much, then I can. It's like a gem seed.
Do you a single crystal? Lots of crystals? Lots of small crystals? So,
I mean, if you get one big one, that works. Otherwise, a bunch of small ones will work too. It's just kind of like, if I can get that much into my terrarium, it grows a lot faster than it would from just one single piece of gem. So
wonderful. Now I know what we're talking about. Okay.
If it's if it's red or brown, I do have a lot of those because obviously I made of that, so I kind of know what to look for in that color. So red or brown gems might not be as rare. Stuff like blue or green gems would probably be a good color choice.
So emeralds, tourmaline, sapphire, all that kind of stuff. Wonderful.
Stuff like
okay.
That.
Yep. Okay. Once we have all these gems. Where can we find you? And how long do we have?
I am in no rush. It's a good time. I'm home again. I get to say hi to my folks. basically, well, like I said, my home is, well, you know, if, and actually, he grabs a map he had of Gilead, and on the map, he points out what looks like it's like kind of separating the coastlines from the mountain is something called the Craigie Ravine.
Okay.
He lives in that, in a town called, Doug. Dhug.
Nice.
Yeah. So that is his home. It's a village in the Craigie Ravine owned by golems, Bertrandite's home. So you can
It's a
find me
dugout,
and Doug.
Doug.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Make some notes.
And then he also, if you guys ever need help, I'm a call away, and then he gives you his information so you can put it in your PokeWatch or your Pokegear. Yeah. So you can call him whenever you want.
Sounds good.
Yes, nice. Well, if anything else you guys need before I head off?
Not that I'm aware of, or I can think
I
of.
have nothing to warrant anything.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and I will. Yeah, and so he kind of gives you his information, and then you know what? As a little bonus, he gives you, because he does have some extra on him, some of the red gems that he has on him that aren't as rare. They're still pretty rare in that case, but like not like super rare, but enough to kind of get you started. He gives you each a gem worth 400 poke. So you get 400 poke each. As like a little
Nice.
bonus for everything that happened on the way too. So
Oh, thank you.
yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very kind of you.
All right, I will head home and say hi to my parents. Yee, it's been forever.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. And he gets back onto his plane. And when he tells, you see him go talk to someone. He just, you know, and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And so he marks it down. He gets on his ship and he flies off.
All
Now
right.
we need to get gems. You are the expert here.
Not really. No, I'm not an expert. No, but just fascinated by rocks for some reason. I don't quite know why I'm fascinated by rocks.
In
Rocks are
my
interesting.
robotic eyes, you are the expert in terms of
I'm
gems.
not an expert. No. I'm absolutely not an expert. But we're on a I was about to say dust planet, but he said, well, sand is a form of dust. But sand is really. He stops himself from rambling again. Where shall we go? Where do you want to go?
That first things first, sell this, and I want to grab a thing for survival, cause, well, kind of looks between that you and Robert, both of you are biological life forms that require substance and other meaningful things.
Yes. No. Yeah. Very. Very. We should make you the survival expert.
I am no expert in survival, but I could do
Well, in
stuff like that.
my biological eyes, you are the expert in survival here.
Points noted.
All right, so as you guys run off to go get some survival like food, gear, and sell your gems so you can get the 400 gold.
Yes, please.
Yep. As you kind of, there's like a almost like a like a treasury. Hey, Bandicoot. Yeah, and as you there's like a if you think about it, there's like it's like a Pokemart, like how Pokemart works, but this Pokemart, and actually I'll switch to the music now. This Pokemart delves in like treasures and stuff. Like this, like you go to specifically, it's like a gem shop. And he goes, "Welcome." It's another rock guy behind the counter.
What color are they? Are they the similar color to Batordite?
They are indeed, yes.
Similar color. Okay.
Instead of dark red, they're like a lightish red. So.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Holds up Jim. How much?
He pulls his little eyepiece down. He's like, "Oh, that's not a Bertrandite gem, isn't it?"
Yes.
400. And he's like, "Eh." Yeah. But congratulations, you guys are the let's see. You guys are the 10,000th person to sell me gems this year.
Do we get a
very good
what
amount.
is it, a reward?
Well, hang on, Echo. Hang on, Echo. 10,000th person?
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of people. I mean, 100,000th. Sorry. There's a lot of people that come through here.
100,000th. And is this going to increase to 1 millionth?
No, 100,000th.
Right?
Roll me a
Adolf suspicious.
roll me a another general education check.
Okay. General education, that's 3d6.
I'm relying on you on this because Echo's jacked in general education.
Okay, with
That
that,
was a 10 suit.
because with the 16 you got before for the planet, you would have known that this planet mostly consists of the Golem people. In that it says that they are also very, very memory lenient. They forget stuff easy.
Right. Okay.
He said he was good at math, and then he forgot it was actually 100,000.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm echoing Skulai's comment here. The bullshit detector is going off. Yeah, there's a little bit of the bullshit detectors going off with Adelfin. Due to his upbringing, the bullshit detector is very active. Okay, so if we're the 100th, 1 millionth person to walk in and sell you gems, what do we get? Do we get a unique gem?
Oh, you get this, and he hands you a ticket. Do you read what's on the
look at
ticket? It's a
I
ticket.
just read what's on the ticket.
It's a ticket for a. It's funny because it's a ticket for a free ship. Or yeah, I had to bring it in somehow.
You have to bring it in somehow. Fair enough.
Free ship or free ship upgrade, I guess. You go talk. That guy will tell you more about it. And he points to the guy that Bertrandite was talking to earlier. It's another rock guy. This one's blue though.
Okay. Echo, can you just hold on for this for a moment? Just hands you the ticket.
Sure. Just reads the ticket.
It says exactly what I read. It's a free ship upgrade or free ship, depending on this. Well, because you could either get a ship upgrade, which would be about the same price as a ship, or just a smaller ship, but it would be about the same size as Bertrandite ship.
Do they often give free ships through a ticket, Ale?
Only every 100,000th person.
Elephant's just gonna
Echo
pop his. Yeah.
Echo looks at Ale like, even their bullshit meter's kind of going on.
Yeah. Edelford's gonna look outside. How busy is it outside?
For a spaceport, it's actually fairly busy. There's a lot of people walking around. Especially
Okay.
because there's ships flying in as they're flying in, some are flying out.
Right.
This would basically be a landing spot on this planet. So this is where a lot of people
Sure.
come in and out. So
Sure. So Edelford's gonna. This is so funny. I know exactly what you're doing, but it's also very, very funny. So that's why. Edelford's gonna turn back to this gem person.
Mhm.
Okay. Is this this is a closed store, right? So it's basically a store within the building, right?
yeah, it's
Or,
like a
okay.
a small mall that surrounds the spaceport. But this is one of the buildings in the mall.
Gotcha. Yeah. What else is in here?
Well, I mean, like excavation gear, like pickaxes for mining gems.
In
like,
specifically in this store.
yeah, it's like they've got the monocle thing that he had to kind of tell the inside of the gem. They've sold those.
Right.
Just stuff for like mining. Like survival stuff in the desert.
Adelfin's looking around.
It's a survival
looks towards
store,
this
I guess.
dude. Yeah, it's a survivor store. Looks towards this guy. So, a survival store can afford to give away a ship every year? I'm guessing?
Well, yeah. Exactly. Like I said, that guy's the guy who gives us the ticket once a year, and we have to give it to the 100,000th person that shows up.
Okay, spit it out. What's the catch?
What are you talking about? And he gets all like sad. He's like, "Oh,
I'm sorry, but a
I'm
free
being
ship.
genuine." I mean, yeah. I mean, do you not see all the ships flying around? At least one person a year gets a free one.
Oh, I feel like such an asshole right now.
Adel, this is beyond our understanding.
Maybe a local custom or a local
Well,
culture.
I mean, if you don't like the idea, I mean, you could still keep the ticket. I mean, just go, like I said,
Oh,
just
well-
go talk to that guy over there. And
Thank you. We will, because I would like to verify the veracity of this whole situation, because this seems extremely unlikely.
okay,
A free ship.
People,
or ship upgrade.
Again, something that costs a lot of money, but I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just going to go with it for the time being. See where
Okay.
where the scam, rabbit hole,
What?
ish situation leads us.
You mean a rock slide?
The rogue slide, yeah.
Still sliding off their back. Nice.
alright.
Yeah. So you guys go and talk to the one dude?
Well, we're
do you
here.
guys do?
We're also here for survival gear as well. So
Yeah.
let's pick that up first.
Okay. I mean, anything that's in the shop, they would have for survival stuff that you can afford. This is a metropolis, so it's kind of the same situation as the space station, where they'll pretty much have everything. It just looks
So
like a
just give
small
them
store,
everything.
but there's more in the back. If you want something, he'll get it for you, kind
Sure.
of thing. But he looks a
could
bit
always
distraught
play,
after your comments, and he's like, "Oh no, they don't like us," kind of thing. He's just mumbling to himself, like, "Oh no." What was that, Echo?
You'll forget it soon.
Alright, Adel.
Echo, yes.
Not character Adel, but player Adel. How much money do you got?
Oh, you're asking me.
Yes.
Elephant has 1,500. Okay.
Robert's just like, I only have 150 right now.
And we just sell like 3
Oh.
pieces of that?
Sorry, he'll have 550 now.
Okay.
I will add that 400 for him. There we go.
I'm looking at everything. If we want to... Because I'm just thinking. We definitely need fucking rope of some variety. Because...
Well, why don't we sort out what we'll need later? Because otherwise,
yeah, sure.
otherwise this will turn into a shopping episode, and that can be quite boring. let's sort that out after stream, and we can talk about prices, etc. later.
Sure.
Or costs. Still better.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sure. We'll go and talk to this this blue golem person.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, yes. I forgot that. So Cooley had donated 5, but I couldn't see where he said who got it, so. But yeah, so as you go over to the blue golem that looks pretty much still like Bertrandite, but because they all look about the same. This one's just blue with red gems on his back. He's like, "Hello. Oh, you were with Bertrandite."
Yes, he's employed us in order to look for unusual gems. But
how can I help you?
Yes, a gentleman in the survival, the sort of explorator's shop, just over there. He points backwards towards the store, towards the store.
And he looks, and the guy kind of waves to him, but with a slightly less enthusiastic wave. And then all of a sudden, he goes like, "Huh," and he goes back to work like he normally was.
Yes. Well, he gave us a ticket for a free ship or a free ship upgrade.
Yep. That's correct. He kind of sees your expression. He's like, look around you.
I look around. I see a very busy spaceport.
Have you seen you saw the size of the city flying in, correct?
Yes, I did.
It is very hard to get around this planet without one.
Oh. Okay.
And yes, it's this place makes it with everybody having so many at the time. It's like not a lot of. I mean, well, I guess we keep getting new visitors, so it's not just we're running out. It's more like we have too many that are made.
You have a surplus of spaceships.
Yes.
And you're giving them away for free.
We're giving one away a year, but they're small ones. The size of
the catch.
The size of the and he says they're the size of Bertrandite ship. But you can upgrade it kind of however you want. There's basically, he says, there's 4 upgrades you can apply to a ship. But yeah, other than that, it's just a ship you get. Sorry if that sounded a bit confusing.
And the other ones that you have a surplus of?
They're the same size. But it's the same thing. We can upgrade it to how you see fit.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. That's now I'm understanding where the catch is.
before I forget.
honestly, though, if you do think about it, Adel, if we get our own ship, we could travel to places. But in my own conscience, we got a job to do. So this ship
We
will
do.
assist us in many aspects, but I think we need to help Mr. Pretorite,
Yes.
because
Yes,
well,
quite. I do agree with you on that, Echo. Yeah. I'll turn to this blue golem. Sir,
Name is Blutoridite.
blue Tauridites. Very inventive.
Shut up.
Just Adolfin
I
just
know.
mutters that under his breath.
Yeah.
No, that's literally Adolfin muttering under his
No,
breath.
I know.
Very inventive. If we wanted to visit an oasis, how might one get there without a ship?
Well, he kind of points like this is the spaceport, but there is a port for like land vehicles and stuff like that. So you could always drive out into the desert, but you know, without the ship, it's a lot harder to get around. It might take a lot longer.
So having a ship that is both space and planet worthy might be a good idea. And the ship that you are going to be giving away for free is one of those ships?
Correct.
Turns to Echo and Robert. Perhaps we could use this free ship with upgrades, looking towards Blue Torodite.
yes,
Might be useful for our purposes.
yes. I have the programming to pilot it.
Wonderful. Then we will exchange our ticket for a ship that we deem to be suitable to our needs.
All right. I'll take the ticket.
No, I'll just look towards Adolfin because Adolfin's got the ticket right now. Sorry, Echo. Echo's got the ticket right now.
Oh yeah, Echo gives the ticket.
He just takes the ticket, looks at it, and he's like, "All right," and he sticks it in one of those one of his rocky cracks, and he's just like almost like a.
No, you didn't mean to say it that way.
And he hands you a plaque, like a board of paper on it, and it's basically a list of all the upgrades you could that you could get on there. And it's basically on the ticket it says you get to choose 4. And it's probably it probably won't, like Bertoradite ship that you were on before. It's gonna he kind of shows you what the frame looks like. It looks pretty much the exact same as Bertoradite ship, except it might extend out a bit, and it kind of and in the end I'll make it look like how you guys want it to look like. So seeing there's been some choices of frame look in the Discord chat. So once you guys decide what the frame looks like, we kind of shape it to look like it'll have the same size as this ship, is what he kind of says, but we'll make it look like how you want it to look, and then we'll put in the upgrades, to kind of fit inside of the ship how you would want it to be.
Adolfin's bullshit meter is still going off, but he's rolling with it, just seeing what happens.
Yeah. So in the end, you guys, and we can always decide this after game 2, or you guys can talk about it in game next time Sean's here. But you guys will choose 4 things you want to put inside of your ship. Can be anything. Sleeping quarters does count as one of the upgrades, though, kind of thing.
Yeah, Adolfin admittedly said if one of the choices is sleeping quarters, it made Adolfin's going to go that.
You didn't even ask anyone. He just check marks it.
No, he just sleeping quarters.
Echo
Obviously,
goes,
cockpit and
don't
driving
worry.
station is included because otherwise, how you fly it? So, as well as an engine, but it's not like it's pretty much an engine that'll get it off the ground, like a flying situation. But if you want to upgrade it so it goes faster, that would be considered an upgrade. So
Will the engine
essentials,
get us to space?
yes, but it won't go as fast as Bertordite ship.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Echo, you wanted to say something. Echo?
Echo. 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 Echo.
Oh, I'm right here. They can't hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
What
hear you
is
now.
it? What is it you
okay,
were
fine.
saying to Dolphin? Or was
No
it you wanted to say?
worries about the sleeping quarters. I do not need one, as I could recharge my internal systems.
That's a question. How do you recharge? I've never really thought about it on the other androids. How do you recharge?
By main means, if I decide to go the bio route, aka eating, it adds to my energy, or I could directly charge from an electrical source.
So, do you have a plug?
Back here,
Oh,
but it points at the back of their neck.
yeah.
It essentially looks like the plug from like the Matrix, what they kind of like plug into their neck. It's like that little port.
Oh, like that. Oh, that's very cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, it is. It is also the access port to up here.
You sort of see Elephant take that information and just sort of file it away.
Also, I am looking at it at these upgrades. Sleeping quarters is one thing. We need a kitchen / living room setup because, well, you guys need to have substance in your systems to function properly, or else you die from dehydration or hunger.
That is also a very fair point. All right,
So like
so those
a
are two
kitchen or
things
something?
that we definitely need.
Like a kitchen dining room area kind of thing.
Yes,
Yes.
please. Not
Alright.
one of your kitchen dining room areas. One of
Don't worry,
non-
we're
golems.
here at the space station. We accommodate to everybody. And then he checks off kitchen.
We do need
with
a
food.
infirmary because
Infirmary. Okay.
kind of looks at Adel and Robert. You guys need an infirmary as well. Because you do get injured
Bit
quite
battered now and
easily
then,
for-
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially for looks at Navi for our Pokemon as well. And I do have subroutines for medical things.
Okay.
And I think the last one we agreed on was a lab. Yeah, it was a lab.
I think it was the lab, yeah.
Lab. Okay.
Yeah, it was a lab.
So Robert's just like, so we would have a sleeping quarters, a kitchen dining room area, a medical area, and a lab.
Yep, because you wanted one.
Okay. Yeah. And then I guess that's he was kind of thinking of maybe like or no, I can't really say what he was thinking of, but because it's up to Sean too. But I'm kind of thinking that maybe because I thought maybe you guys wanted like some like lounge area, but if the dining room would be like the lounge area, that'd be okay. That'd be good.
Yeah, I was more thinking of a dining room.
I mean, you
mix
can
of a
always
kitchen and
upgrade.
a lounge.
Yeah. Yeah, so like a dining room, kitchen area. Yeah, that'd work. You guys can always upgrade your ship to be bigger. So as you add,
Adelphin would describe it as an open plan living space.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Open plan living space.
All right, so we got a living area, a kitchen dining room, a medical area, and a lab. Okay, sound good to you guys?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing, Echo, that you were looking at the one of the images in the Discord.
Yeah, I was looking at everything we discussed and kind of narrowed it down
Okay,
to what
I'm
we
guessing
agreed
it's
with
that
and whatnot.
with the repair area and shops instead of the shop. That'll probably be the lab area then, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I will go ahead and make a map for that before next time.
Yeah, because we could always upgrade the ship
Yeah.
later down the line.
And what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably make a big map with for the size of the ship, and that way if you ever upgrade it, I'll just add onto the ship. If you guys want to do something like that. Yeah.
Also, if we don't want to get into combat, speed is key.
All
and
right.
having a small shield generator as well. That's a good idea as well.
So, being that, we have your inputs. It shouldn't take too long. We just have to put the stuff in and kind of make sure it's set up the way you guys want.
How long are we talking? Hours, days, minutes,
Hours.
months?
This,
Hours.
Yeah, we have, because the ship's already set up and we have all the parts, we just need to throw it in. We have all the manpower to do it. It shouldn't take too long. But you guys will need to wait a little bit. So if you got anything you got to do, I would say come back probably in about 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a lot of workers.
Yes, I think we can come back in about 5, 6 hours looking towards Echo and Robert.
It's like, yeah, that sounds good. Gives us some
Also,
time to
then
look
we
around
should
and
name our ship.
name your ship. You don't have to decide on it now. It's not even made yet.
Actually, let's decide that later.
Yeah, 5 or 6 hours to give us time to think about it.
Yes.
Okay.
First things first. Look at this real quick. Echo is going to grab the following. Since this is a survival shop, I'm doing a quick bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I already have a water filter. Shit. Okay.
Well,
Well, whatever you two decide on, Robert and you, Ed, whatever you decide on, Echo's going to contribute their money towards funding of survival necessities. What to say?
Sounds good.
alright.
All right. What is it you guys want to do now that you have some free time? There's a lot to do here. This metropolis is like, there's obviously like, I mean, mainly this is all like, even though it's a metropolis, it's more or less industrial, like, to help, traversing from space to planet, kind of thing. But there'll be like, there'll be towers that kind of like extend high. There'll be some like, essentially like sightseeing towers, or like, those sightseeing towers with binoculars. If you want to see, then the binoculars go pretty far. If you want to see anything from here. If you want any more info, there's definitely like an info
Adolfin's
area.
Adolfin's gonna do the same thing he did on the forgotten what it's called, the space station where he was.
NL space station.
Sorry?
It's
Yes,
a
NL
NL, yeah. Yep.
Anno Space Station. He's going to do the same thing he did then, which is he'll just walk over to a random person.
Okay.
Excuse me, madam.
Hello.
Could you recommend to me what is the best place to go and see?
In this place or on the planet?
In this place, for the moment. I have some ideas about where to go to see on the planet, but in this place.
I mean, this place, because it's a, did you walk to a random person, by the way, or like a worker kind of
just a random person?
She kind of
Like okay, so just to give you an idea behind the thought process is that Aelfin is approaching a random person because they are the best person. They are a local is most likely to know.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Better places to see than the touristy bits.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you walk up to someone and she said, "Well, I know there's a couple of good food places. I mean, they don't just sell like, you know, most of the people here are golems, but you know, they do sell some regular food. And they're pretty good."
Aelfin starts feeling his stomach growl. Food, that might be a good idea.
They got like an entertainment stuff here because there's, you know, some people can't leave this place all the time. Sometimes these places kind of be used as just like almost like if you, what is it called, like a ship stop, like a truck stop. Like ships stop here, refuel, and then leave. You know, sometimes. But otherwise, yeah, it's about, you know, anything you could think of. I mean, they might have it here usually. This place is pretty big. It's pretty easy to get lost here too. Any place that's kind of big, she kind of like was like, oh, any place that is kind of big, it's usually easy to get lost in.
Okay.
But they have lots of like signs and stuff to help you back, so.
Wonderful. Robert, Echo, how do you feel about some food?
Oh,
I do not require food.
I
but
need to eat. He's like, we haven't eaten for like, I mean, we've eaten some on what was Bertrandite's ship, but it wasn't really like, really good, if you know what I mean.
Why don't we go and get some good food before we end
Oh,
up having
yes.
to eat rations?
Ah, yum.
Let's go and do that. What?
Trying to
also,
replay Robert as best
before
I
we
can.
after you guys are required to have subsistence, we need to go to a poke center? Are they what they call?
A Poke Center?
For the healing shit.
That'd be a Pokemon Center.
Oh, a Pokemon Center. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, because we call Pokemon that are never quite best of health.
Yeah, no, that's actually a very good point. I completely blanked on that one.
I'm
Playing a
assuming you're
Pokemon
probably
game.
gonna go there first.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
After we get our substance, I suggest we hit a Pokemon Center so we could heal our newfound
What?
friends.
Why don't we do that first?
Actually, yeah, that is a very good point. First should be a priority because our Pokemon aren't feeling great.
No, let's do that first.
Plus, then
and
they can also enjoy the food. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe I can have a conversation with
For
Shuffet.
one deal, I'll take it.
Alright, as you guys rush over to the Pokemon Center,
Yeah.
let's take a little break.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's about halfway. We all need our tea and our waters and
I do need some
breaks.
tea.
Yeah,
I finished my tea a little while ago. I need some more.
for sure. All right, we'll be right back, guys. Don't go away. I will try and see if I can throw in some kind of battle soon because I've been like, I want to at least get some shinies in here for these guys for this stream. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, don't go away. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, so last we left, the players had decided that they wanted to, go to the Pokemon Center, because they kind of forgot their Pokemon were, like, really badly hurt.
It wasn't the star Pokemon we had. I think
Oh, it was
Gizmo,
the... Yeah, and then the newer
It
Pokemon
was
that you
Gizmo
caught.
and
Yeah,
our four
the three new ones you caught.
friends.
Yes, that's correct.
That were fucked up essentially.
Yeah, so... Oh yeah, and then I forgot. I gotta take this off. Because during the break, Echo, when they were searching for, they were going for survival gear and stuff, decided to haggle and use the hero point to haggle. Yeah. Didn't get as high as they would have liked, but, you know, they got a decent amount off, so... What, 250?
Yeah, it was a decent amount off regardless.
Yep.
So.
They bought some survival equipment like tents, they got some lighters, stuff like that. So I just wanted to bring it up now just so we knew that Echo, I'd take that hero point off of you. So and then thank you Schoolia for the magic box donation. So we will give it an item to Adelphin when he gets back, or I'll have him find it. Kinda somewhere on the ground. But I'm thinking some kind of, because you mentioned like a BS detector. So maybe maybe he gets like a lie detector of some sort that works almost like the or not like a lie detector, but like kind of like because I'm down to give him a item finder, which would be kind of funny. It's like an item that gives him the move pickup. Actually, or the ability pickup. Yeah, that'd be good. I think I might do that. Okay, so we'll bring that up when he gets here, and I think that he'd have some fun with that. So yeah, on your way, you guys rush over to the Pokemon Center and run inside. And the Nurse Joy behind the counter says, "Welcome to the Pokemon Center. How can I help you guys?"
We need Pokemon to be healed.
Okay, sounds good. Just place some up on there. And Adelphin puts Luthu on the counter, and she's like, "Oh, it's." I forgot.
I do.
Luthu, did she take any damage?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me have a quick look. No,
Okay, yeah. So you would be fine.
didn't take a single bit of damage.
So in which case, then yeah, she actually asks everybody to put the Pokeballs on a little tray. You know, so she could put them in a little machine that she has behind the counter. And then she puts them underneath and do, and all your Pokemon are now fully healed. Any status afflictions that were on them are also gone.
Yay.
Any injuries they would have had on them are also gone.
Nice.
Yep.
Man, I can't wait until I get researcher minion so I can start crafting medical stuff. Oh, that would be so good.
Adelphin, while you are searching, or while you are waiting for your Pokemon to be healed, or at least while other Pokemon to be healed, you brush up against your bag and you feel something you didn't feel in there before. And it's actually, if you go to look, it's something you brought from home that you forgot that you had grabbed. It's a item finder. You were donated a magic box from Schoolia. So you get an item finder, and essentially how it works in the games is when you pull out the item finder, it kind of points you in the direction of a hidden item on the ground.
Would that be under equipment?
It should be, yeah. If it's not, then just kind of mark it somewhere that you have it. And what this is gonna do, what this item will do, it'll essentially give you the ability, and because sometimes you'll get abilities, you know, via gear and stuff like that. So you can put it on your ability sheet on your combat, and you're gonna get the ability pickup. And what pickup does is anytime you use it, I forgot how it's the frequency should be on there. It might be a daily, it might be a scene kind of situation. But whenever you use it, you roll on a chart, and you get an item from that chart.
So in combat, you said.
Yeah. So if you go over to combat, I'll go on.
Yep.
If you go to combat, under your move list, there should be a little area that says abilities.
Under my move list.
Where it says it's under move list, it says maneuver reference, and then it says upgrader section, and to the right of to the left of upgrader section, it shows abilities.
Oh, there, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So under the first box, or if you have, I don't actually know if you have any abilities right now, but under the first
I have
box,
telepathy.
Okay, yeah. So under that one, you'll put a pickup.
I do. I have done that one. It's daily. Extended action. You use pickup as an extended action that requires at least 5 minutes. Roll 1d20. Consult the pickup keyword to figure out what you find.
Mm-hmm. You can get some pretty good stuff.
Thank you, Skulai.
Yeah. He mentioned the BS detector, and so I was thinking about giving you a lie detector, but I'm like, eh. So then I instead gave you the item finder, which is even better. So
That's pretty good, actually. I like that. Thank you, Skulai.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
All right. So as you guys, Adolphin, find this item finder, then yeah, as soon as that happens, everybody's Pokemon are fully healed, and you're free to go do your business, unless you got some stuff you still want to do here.
I will immediately use the item finder because I forgot I used it. I forgot I had this. Click.
All right. So as you essentially what it does, it kind of looks like a dowsing rod. Like you have to hold. It's like 2 handheld items.
Sure.
And it starts
That's
pointing you
routine.
outside. Obviously, there's not going to be many hidden items in the room here. But yeah, it brings you outside. You spend 5 minutes walking around. Go ahead and roll me a d20. And I
just have this image of Adolphin walking around. Adolphin, who's very well bred, very well presented, even in this very hot atmosphere. Actually, he might change that, but for a while. But very well presented. He's walking around with these 2 rods just in his hand, watching, seeing what they're doing.
Where is?
You said a D20, right?
Yeah, it should say on the on
D20,
your ability
D20.
too. So
A 4.
a 4.
Yeah,
You
4.
find nothing.
Ignore the plastic. Ignore the plastics. Oh, damn it.
Yeah. 1 to 5 is
surprising.
nothing. So yeah, it goes doop 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 as you kind of pull it out to try and see if you can find anything, and for that 5 minutes you don't seem to find anything. So you just you'd be like, oh, not today, I guess. And then actually I think a better explanation, I think, since you can only use it once a day and it takes 5 minutes, I think it's got I would essentially say it's got a 5-minute charge for you to use it. And then it beeps after you find the item, it dies, and it's slowly recharging now. So yeah, so
That's
after when you have a full day, I won't say it's daily. So after every rest that you have, when you go to bed, when you sleep, or like a full rest, like a long rest, you know. So essentially, when you guys do a long rest, you can use your pickup ability again. Yeah, that's cool. So unfortunately, you don't find anything here. Streets are pretty clean, you know, for Metropolis. They clean very well here. All right. And you guys are gonna head to go get food then?
Yeah.
All right. Let us switch back. All right. As you guys are walking through town, just wait to start finding hidden items on the ship in space. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that'd be a cool upgrade right there. Have the ship start finding random stuff out in space.
I mean, yeah, it kind of depends on what gets rolled. So, but yeah, as you guys start walking to a food place, what kind of food are you thinking? Because they have like a ton of different shops here. What would Adolphin be in the mood for? What would
Adolphin
Echo be in the mood for? I mean, you don't eat necessarily Echo, but you know your systems allow you to eat. So if you want to
Oh,
try
I know
stuff
what
to
Edison
then
would
make
be in the mood for.
to then learn recipes for new future items if you want.
Yeah, sure. Uh, Echo kind of looks for the thingamabob and goes, "What do you suggest? Because I may pick up on all this stuff for future recipes."
Are you
As long
sure?
as it's not expensive.
Right. Right. So, GM.
Yep.
Aelofun is in the mood. Is in the mood for stuff that he enjoys back home. But this might be on the expensive side, so I'll let you decide how expensive it is, and then he'll look at how much he's got left and go and probably go no. Aelofun is in the mood for caviar, smoked bass, scored with lemon juice, served over a bed of what they call bed of steamed asparagus, with a side with an accompanying crisp white wine. And then to end off a very lightly toasted creme brulee with a very subtle
Made me hungry.
sweet white wine with a sweet white wine made of grapes that have been partially frozen before they're fermented.
Echo, you got all that? No, I'm just kidding.
Like I said,
So about asparagus, white wine.
He's just firing off lightning. I can be glad I've just finished eating.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
mean,
I
you
like
definitely
cooking,
find
by the way.
this type of place. So the bass, because everything is Pokemon in this. It's called Feebas. If you want to look up what that.
A
might
what?
look- It's called a Feebas. Febass.
You're joking. That's an actual Pokemon?
Yeah, it's called Feebas.
Although he evolves like a pseudo-legendary Pokemon.
Oh my god.
Doesn't
The funny part about
I just
these,
looked
though,
it up.
these things are actually really hard to find. So they would be essentially like, for something of a delicacy that's hard to find, even though it looks pretty ugly, it might taste pretty good, kind of thing. Like, these are rare. Like, it's not necessarily, I don't think it's a pseudo legendary, but they are hard to find in the Pokemon games. They're only found in one square of map. Like, if your character moves like 1, 1, 1, they're only found in one square in the river.
Okay.
Yeah, which means like in the entire galaxy, you'd probably find maybe like, as a percentage, it'd be like a 1 in 100 chance of finding one.
Well,
or something like that. So it's like, but they're
you can
but you can breed them
adjust
too, so
as
it's like,
necessary.
Yeah.
You can adjust as necessary to not be
Yeah.
not this legendary, really
There-
hard to get Pokemon
there
to
is-
something that's a little less that.
There is such thing as called breeding too, so they have they have ways of getting Feebas, as if like there's this whole galaxy, they have a space station specifically for food breeding and food like pre-production and stuff like that. Like there's a farming.
Right.
It's called the Umatun space station. It's a marketing farming plant, yeah. So they have
Does it happen to be shaped like a mushroom?
No, it looks like a
Okay.
Trying to remember what it kind of looks like. It's a sphere, but all four, or technically it's like, it almost looks like a 6-sided die, where all the corners have a gear on it.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. So all those gears are a sectioned biome, and they have like farms in them. So like they've got fish farms, they've got dairy farms, they've got like veggie farms, fruit farms, stuff like that. So
But it's.
yeah.
Are you also saying that this meal, which I have literally just concocted out of the top of my head, and now actually makes me want to have it? Actually sounds delicious, to be honest. Now I described it. Oh, scored pan-seared seed.
I'd say-
sea bass scored.
For the whole meal, because I was kind of basing it off of because River or Echo can make snacks for like what is it, 100 poke?
100 poke.
Yeah.
50 to 100 poke. Also,
Yeah, 50
it
or
really
100,
depends.
so-
It also depends if I get ingredients for it.
Yeah, true. Yep. And I always lower prices if you get ingredients too. So, 750.
Yeah. No. Like I said, that's what Aelofin would want to be in for. Whether or
Yeah.
not he can actually have it is another question.
I
Because
mean,
he
you have
cannot
the
afford
option.
that.
Yeah. Maybe someday.
Yeah.
So what do you
So
go for?
he
instead?
looks at the menu and goes, "Oh, that would be lovely."
You probably get one of those things for like probably 200. No, not the full course meal you want.
To get the foods that you want, I could try to replicate it whenever we have enough food supplies.
Sorry, I just got an important text that I need to
Yep.
read.
Oh, good.
Yes, I suppose nothing is going to change the. Well, let's say I'm looking forward to eating home-cooked meals outdoors.
And whenever we're in our very brand new ship,
Indeed.
Um,
She was a pained look across Elephant's face.
Robert just kind of understands your pain, and he kind of puts his hand on your shoulder. He's like, "Well, I mean, we could always just go get burgers. I mean, it's not as healthy as you might think, but they're still pretty good. They're worth like 150,
Okay,
100, something like that."
let's go and get a burger then.
Mm.
All right.
And they'll bring you to like some burger shop, but they're not bad burgers.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're like, I mean, I'm trying to think of what kind they would be, but no, they'd just be regulars. Almost like a lettuce, tomato, bacon, with cheese and like a
Oh, I know.
ranch sauce kind of thing.
It sounds
Yeah.
delicious and it's beautifully greasy, but that's not what Elephant likes.
These aren't actually that greasy though, which probably makes it
Oh.
like a veggie burger, but
Wow,
yeah, I don't know.
that's amazing.
Yeah,
You say 100 poke for that?
100 poke, yep.
Yeah.
And you can give yourself, trying to think of what kind of food stuffs that would be, because your Pokemon would probably end up sharing that with you. So let's do digestion buff. Actually, you know what? They do have, I swear I thought they had, like, a
Luthu will
bigger-
probably not be because there's salt in that.
Oh, okay. I thought they had a bigger. I thought they had bigger pallets.
You definitely have
than
leftovers.
that. They only show berries on this. Maybe it's on the gizmo sheet. Sorry, I'm trying to think. 'Cause I thought.
No worries.
actually, Echo looks at the menu. I
Yep.
I assume that it also has food for Pokemon as well.
Actually, if you said it was salty, I would say just do the salty surprise then.
No, well, I said Luthu probably won't.
No, I
partake
mean
because
for Edward, for Adelphin, because you get food buffs too.
Oh, okay.
But
Do we?
since they don't have like an actual burger name, but you said it was salty, they have a salty surprise item food booth. So,
Cool.
yeah. So yeah, we'll just go with that for now.
Oh, digestion. There we go.
And for a sloppy meat patty to be described with a repulsato.
What was that?
Oh, nothing. It was just something screwy I said.
Waiting for a sloppy meat patty to be described by a repulsator. I can if you want. I can if you want. I already know exactly how it looks like in my head.
Nice.
Which to me, this particular burger I've got in my head is actually fucking delicious, but Adelphin will not like it.
Yeah, if he doesn't like it, if you dislike, actually, the salty surprise, if I remember correctly, it's like 5 temporary hit points, and if the user likes salty flavors, they gain like 10 temporary.
Okay.
Well, apparently, if the user dislikes salty, they become enraged. I'm not going to say he dislikes salty, but he doesn't like it.
Okay. That's fine.
Slightly different to disliking something.
Yeah, that's fine.
That is actually kind of hilarious.
Real quick, Mr. GM.
Yep.
Man. I assume the menu also has stuff for Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, Pokemon can eat the same stuff as humans, but yeah, there's Pokemon food.
Yeah, instead of,
It just kind of looks like pellets instead of, actual food, but it would have the same benefit and taste as actual food.
Yeah. So she brings out both Navi and Shade, but mainly Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
And
This is the first time he's been released, so he's just like, whoa, I'm in a new area. Kind of like Phantom, like looking around, kind of patiently waiting for something to happen.
okay, so how much it will be for both any food that's like sweet and spicy?
I say with what you bought, it'll include for the Pokemon, so because it's like a. It's hard to explain, but it's like when how like kids eat free kind of thing. Like if you're an adult, it's like, oh, you have babies, they eat free.
So I'll have to order something.
It's yeah. So if you want your Pokemon to eat, you would have to order something, yeah. But it comes with your food, so like it'd be your food, and then they get their food too.
And Luther will get dry wafer, and the Shuppet, whose name I have still not come up with something better than bedsheet, will also get dry wafers.
Okay. So as you release the Shuppet, there's this Shuppet with like muscly underneath his shirt, and or underneath his sheet, and he's just like, drop it. You're just looking at Luther
I
like,
guess,
drop it.
Echo, since I am also craving it at the moment, I'm going to get grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese?
Hell yeah, brother.
Nice. So 100 Poke gives you grilled cheese and anything you wish for your Pokemon.
Yeah, so something sweet for Navi and something spicy for Shade.
Alright, so I think it's spicy wrap and then sweet confection.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're happily
'Cause
chowing down.
Shade is brave.
And the Phantom just looks at it and he's just patiently like thinking over because he's still not sure what to do. And then he goes to eat. He's slowly eating though.
Shade is brave, so he's just out there.
And the Shuppet looks down at the food you put in front of it, and he's just like, you could tell he's a little nervous because he's like, he just showed up here, and he's just, it's weird because you can see him flexing underneath the sheet, and he's just like flex, Shuppet. But then he
Adelphin will just sort of watch Shuppet for a bit.
Okay.
Sort of like just watching him. Nothing more. Just watching him.
Yeah, the Shuppet will like kind of float over the food, essentially like, and I kind of just imagine that this is how he would grab things since he doesn't have arms. He flexes, and the bottom of his shirt that's underneath all of the muscle and the shirt or whatever's underneath kind of gets constricted, and it grabs the food that's on the plate, and he does like a little backflip, throwing the food in the air, and then he opens his mouth and catches the food.
So you have a
Trick
very
flip.
interesting
Yeah.
new friend.
I forgot what level
Trick
was
flip.
Shuppet?
4.
4? Okay. So not quite. I was gonna give it a move, but I might give it something later. But yeah.
Edifen's just watching this and goes,
So,
Shuppet,
Shuppet.
how would you like to be called Trick Flick? Flick.
Trick flip?
Flip.
Trick flip?
No, Trick Flip.
Shuppet. Kind of smiles, and then you see him like look down and flex. Shuppet. And he just smiles. Or, I forgot,
Trick
was
flip.
it female or male?
Male.
Okay, yeah, so he flexes, and he looks happy because of all the flexing he's doing now. Shuppet. Shuppet.
That feels like a better
You
name
have-
than bed sheet.
Trick flip. Nice.
Trick Flip. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Echo looks at
Cute.
Trick Flip. It looks at it and goes, "You have a very interesting new friend."
I do. Shuppet,
Shuppet. He looks at you
Would you like to
confused
be-
because you just gave him a new name.
sorry, yeah. Trick Flip.
Shuppet.
Gonna have to get used to that. Would you like to be in your ball or out of your ball?
He. He just Shuppet. Kind of shrugs his shoulders like,
Okay.
up to you. This is what he's giving off. Shuppet.
Okay. Stay out for a bit and just don't wander off.
Shuppet. And he just kind of floats around. But as he bumps
Luther?
into things, it would almost seem like sometimes he's passing through them, sometimes he's bumping things over because of his massive build.
He's a massive build. He's also curious like Luther as well, so I'm not surprised by that either.
Nice.
Luther?
Six.
Yeah, Luther. This is your friend. Points towards Trick Flip. This is a friend. This is our friend. Okay? Good.
Tag. And he starts zooming around the Shuppet.
Mm-hmm.
As he's like running around too. The Shuppet gets confused, but he kind of just ignores Luther for a bit. And Luther just keeps running zoomies around him.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Until Luther gets bored and then goes off and starts sniffing at people's legs.
For Echo, looks at Shade, or Shade, eating the most spiciest of food out there. Spiciest.
It's the croc beam.
So a foul.
Or the... Not croc, is... yeah.
Oh, believe it or
And the
not,
fall
I
curry.
looked at it. I looked at the Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
He just likes sweet, and I'll be like sweet. I hate spicy. Complete opposites.
Yeah.
Navi is timid, and Phantom is brave.
Well, Phantom's brave. I thought he was
Don't
patient.
get those meals mixed up.
Yeah. I thought I had a different one that was patient. But yeah, I guess he was brave. Alright. Yeah, he looks down
Yeah,
at the Phantom looks down at his food and he's not quite sure, but he's, he musters up the courage to like go and eat because, even though he's in a brand new place, it's like this could be a new home. He goes and like starts eating it.
Echo looks at the Phantom. You are called Shade.
Shade? Yeah.
Shade.
Um,
We are going to be the best of friends. And Echo just kind of like pats the Phantom's wooden part, or the back of the wooden part very gently. But
nice.
I think you will see this, Echo. No, not Adel. Adel. You're not playing my character. Who are you?
No, I'm not.
Skinwalker.
Oh,
That works.
no. Ah.
Yeah, you'll see this for the first time. Echo always had that like flat expressions.
Mm-hmm.
Just that flat stuff. But for the very first time you could see a bit of a smile going on while petting petting,
Petting
however
Shade.
you want to put it, the Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, you see Echo, the edge of his face kind of curl up. It's something you never thought you'd see an android do.
Elephant's just looking at just looking at Echo. Just looking.
See perception, just feel the stare of Adolphin.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception if you want.
Yay. Have a 6.
You don't notice.
That's how
You're-
you see it.
You're too. Oh yeah.
No,
Okay.
I'd say Echo would notice it because Elephant's not being subtle about it,
Gotcha.
but they're just watching, they're just looking,
Okay.
and just simply glancing up, Echo would see Elephant just watching.
Is there something that you need, Adolphin? That little smile disappeared and face remained flat.
Just goes flat, yeah.
That was the first time he didn't call you a life form. Or
Nothing.
biological. Nice.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Nothing,
I
Echo.
had to think it was there.
Nothing.
Alright.
Robert, how's Gizmo?
Gizmo's good. You see Gizmo, he's like, he's pecking at a spicy wrap that he has on the ground for him as Robert's eating his stuff. And the Droopy, because he actually does have his Pokemon out too. Actually, I forgot what. Okay. So yeah, so this Dreepy, it's interesting because it doesn't look like it has a mouth. It literally just looks like a seed with fins on it, and it has a little almost like a green tentacle with 2 more fins coming out of it, with some spikes on his tail. It's another ghost like the ones you caught, but this thing almost looks like a lizard. It's got 2 yellow beady eyes in the shape of like ovals on its face, and at the end of the fins on its head, which would be ears, those are actually the I guess they're not fins. They're more like, they almost look like gills, like a frilled lizard kind of thing. Except it doesn't go all the way across. It just goes on the sides like that, like on his ears. He's green and red kind of mix. The red on the ends of his gills are it goes like green and then to red. So, and then on the kind of like how lizards have a second eyelid as he blinks, it doesn't look like he's blinking. It's just an eyelid that goes over, and that's also red. Yeah. Because it looks like he's got like an eyelid that could drop down, but then it just like the red folds over from the sides, and the green parts that look like the eyelid don't move. Yeah.
Maybe.
This I don't actually know. I have to think of what would be spicy and not sour. I think maybe another another spicy burrito like Gizmo's eating. Yeah, so he's probably eating another burrito, but like he goes and it's interesting because it doesn't look like he's got a mouth, but then where it's like a dark green and then a light green. It almost looks like it's just a hinge. His mouth just kind of goes like, it's hard to show it in here, but his mouth kind of goes like, meh. And it just opens up and eats the burrito whole in one bite. Yeah. He just like, wow. And he's just like, yeah. And you can see he's like moving it around in his mouth as the lid is closed. Yeah. He said, this guy is named Darius. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's a Dreepy, and it's a name, or it's his name. He's calling it Darius. So if you want to put Dreepy in your Pokedex, you can get one more Dex XP. We already did that. That's right. So yeah, as you guys go to complete your food, and everything tasted pretty well, I assume. What do you guys wish to do next?
Montage until we get the ship.
Yeah. You guys just kind of roam around Metropolis City, or around Cusca. Gotta remember that's what I named it now. And not just Metropolis City. Yeah, you guys kind of do some wandering, take some sightseeing. You can definitely see where you could possibly get lost. Yeah. Short enough time, 6 hours does go by, and you can go and get your stuff, or go get your ship. As soon as you get back to the port, it's like that took a lot. That was faster than I thought it would be, but we did have some extra stuff that we had to take care of. So you're all set.
Look up at the ship. You have fueled it, right?
Oh yeah.
With enough fuel to potentially leave the atmosphere if we wanted to, and not have to make a very short journey to one somewhere else to completely fill up again. I've heard of those kind of cons.
Yeah, we got it filled up.
Let's go see our ship. Woo.
Yes, let's go in. Keys?
Keys are in the ship.
Just Edelfin's not believing any of this, but still somehow.
Okay. He kind of.
Well, it's not that he's not.
I kind of haven't decided how the ship would turn on, but if it can be either keys or card or fingerprints or kind of thing. So.
Oh, that's fine. It's just Edelfin's like, is this really happening? Are we really getting a free ship?
Echo just immediately goes towards the ship, and I guess if we wanted added extra security measures, it would be card or fingerprint.
Mhm.
But I kind of realized Echo does not have a fingerprint, so a card would be best. So Echo just slides in card, slides down, and just door opens, goes inside.
I just realized I forgot to mention the secret menu item today. I didn't even.
It's a secret menu item. It's meant to be secret.
Okay. I guess yeah. Normally I mention it once at the beginning of the stream, but I actually just forgot today.
It's a secret. Nobody knows. Even the GM doesn't know. So,
yeah. So
donate and you can find out what it is.
All right. Yeah. So as you go into the ship, the entrance of the ship kind of starts back where here, actually, I have that map because you actually sent me that in there. So, okay. So I will say the entrance of the ship is actually underneath the first wing. And if you guys want to, in Discord, River has posted a couple of pictures. I think you said you guys wanted the second picture, so it's the one that looks more like a triangle.
Yeah.
Or like a pyramid.
No, I think that's what we're going for, yeah.
Yeah, let's spot the shipful idea last time, not again. I think the idea what I was gonna go for this time was the next encounter, the players were gonna get to choose one Pokemon that they wanted to encounter. But it had to be like a ground type Pokemon or something. So but yeah. So that was gonna be the idea. So they could choose which one they'd like to fight in the next encounter. In which case, that Pokemon would also be a shiny in this case. Unless I put 6 in there, then one might not be. But yeah. So on that picture, the entrance of the ship will actually be kind of in the back, kind of near where the engine is. Because like you can kind of see on the wing, there's like a hallway that leads out to the wing. So like you guys hadn't actually upgraded to put weapons on it or something. So I'm not actually going to include that when I make the map. It might actually look slightly different, but that's where I will put the doors underneath this wing.
Sure.
So in this repair area, there'd be a lot of shiny options for them to decide between. Of course, yeah. So the where it says shop, that'll probably be where the lab is. And repair area will probably be where the med bay is. In the next room up above, that'll probably be where your lounge or where your sleeping quarters and also like the kitchen / dining room area would be. And then the door to the north, even north more than that, would be where the bridge is, where it would be all the consoles for like flying the ship and stuff. So yeah.
Thank you, Skalai. You actually just reminded me. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Everybody struck Pokeballs? Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. This is actually. So it's slight rewind in time.
Mm-hmm.
I have a broken Pokeball.
Oh yeah.
Is there a way for me to get that fixed?
Yeah. There's definitely like at a mart or like a Pokeball repair shop. I think I. So how much is a Pokeball? And I'll probably say about half of that to fix it.
It's 250 for an ordinary basic Pokeball, and that's what this is.
Okay, so probably 125 to fix it.
125, let's say. Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Actually, I'll just say 100. That's fine.
100? Okay.
100 is fine, yeah.
Right.
Why not? They're not that hard to fix, so...
And I think there's like an edge or a feature where you could actually prepare your own Pokeball as well as make your own.
There is. There is. Yeah, there is.
Yep.
I might go down that route
Kind of cool.
as well.
Yeah.
Like an edge, yeah.
It's
yeah.
a feature. But so I will in the ship. I'm presuming Echo has dashed off towards the bridge.
Yeah, bridge, anywhere, could be anywhere.
Well, I'll follow Echo onto the ship. Just look around, look back at blue Torodite.
How does it look?
You're not going to try and stop us if we take off, right?
No?
I'll try and find Echo. Shall we give it a test?
Echo will be at the bridge. So yes.
Explosion happens at the back of your ship. No, just kidding. Your ship explodes and you just... No.
Shall we give it a test?
Yes.
Let's
All
go.
right. Who's piloting? Because technically anyone can pilot.
Echo.
It's just if... Yeah, since Echo has a good technology education...
It's Echo. It's just going to be Echo.
Okay, yeah. So, got it.
We kind of already decided that.
Okay, just making sure. Because technically anyone in the future could pilot it. It's just Echo's the only one who could pilot and fire a gun if that was the case. Or like hard turn, kind of thing. So,
But
Alright.
Adolfin has
Yeah,
got
I
a
also
fucking clue how
have,
ships work.
yeah.
Also, if we do like
Big
extreme
shock to see it.
maneuvers and whatnot, I have a depth focus as well.
Huh? Sorry, it was.
Whenever I do uh extreme maneuvers and whatnot, I think it's like acrobatics focus
Okay.
to make those types of checks, but my focus is adept, so
Nice. So yeah, with your I won't make you roll anything. But yeah, so as you kind of learn the controls, there's like a manual that you can kind of go through quick. But you're a fast reader. You kind of just read it once and it's in your mind already, and you easily figure out how to like turn on the ship and the engines from the back behind you, Adelfin, because you were still in the room before.
Oh no, I went up to the bridge because Echo was there.
you did?
So I went
Okay.
up to the bridge.
One of the things I will say that you noticed, because so when you entered, the engine is right there. Like it's not like behind anything. It is in the room with
Nice.
the med bay and the lab. So yeah.
Nice.
So yeah. So there's a big loud roar and yeah. You kind of Echo. You pull up. And the ship slowly starts lifting up.
I
You
look
see
out the window.
Blutorodite just like, bye guys.
I'll give him a wave.
And then Robert's like, guys,
Where
wait,
shall we
you
go,
left me behind.
Mr. Pilot?
No, just kidding. Robert, you guys, you left me behind. No, I'm just kidding. He's on the ship.
I assumed Robert followed us on.
Yeah, he's on the ship. Yeah. So as you guys kind of pull away, you guys are free to go wherever you want.
Well, Mr. Pilot.
Yes.
I'm turning to you. Where shall we go?
We're on board the ship. Let's do that.
let's see. I assume this ship has like I'm going full sci-fi here. 'Cause I fucking love sci-fi. Is there like a holographic map for each planet?
Not on your ship.
Damn.
You didn't ask for one. Like a navigation kind of thing.
Yeah. That's
but yeah.
that's an upgrade. Yeah, that's an upgrade, right there. Let's see. Echo looks at.
I will
Adolf
say
and
though
we
that
have that-
Adolf and you would with the you guys would have grabbed a map, like a paper map though, because yeah,
Of the planet, I assumed, yeah.
yeah.
Let me see that map.
Hands it over.
All right. You see the by the center of the planet, you see essentially what like the sea oasis that kind of. It looks like it kind of goes around the whole planet, but I think it actually might. Yeah, because it's like a peninsula, like the water, or it's a Mediterranean Sea kind of thing. It's a sea, so it doesn't go all the way around the planet. But it is big enough to be considered an ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any location? I assume you could correct me if I'm wrong, Ed. If we're going to grab crystals for Mr. Vitordite, I assume gems and whatnot would be underground, or somewhere kind of exotic in a way where gems will grow.
Okay. You're asking metadata here. We've previously established that Ediphin's pretty good with knowledge of gems.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't know this. He knows about this planet. Right. Adelphin will make an educated guess.
Okay.
We could indeed try underground. But doesn't necessarily have to be underground. Well, I mean, In terms of caves, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be in caves. It can also be surface level, as in we would just have to dig down a little bit and we would find them there. It just depends what we're looking for. I suspect that some of the more rarer might be underground.
Well, Mr. Bitord, once, I believe, green and blue gems, or something of that variety.
I suspected he would actually prefer anything that's not red or brown. So if we
Good
found
point.
something that was clear, that would also work. That would also work.
Like what gem that you said in the past, quartz?
Yes, quartz, but clear quartz, not like amethyst. Amethyst is quartz as well, but that's a purple one. Quartz really is a fascinating material. It has so many different colors. Like red and brown is red and brown, but also clear is very common, as well as also purple. Purple, that's a very common one as well, and also smoky. That's a rare one. If we can find a smoky one, he would love that because that's rare. I'm rambling again, aren't I?
Now, it is very interesting for a life form to be this. What it looks at Ada. What's the word? Excited about their passions.
Well, I wouldn't really call it passion. It's more sort of just knowledge. I suppose knowledge is a passion. It doesn't matter. Shall we head to the mountains anyway? Just to see if there's anything there.
Sure.
So we'll head to the mountains.
Sounds
Or
good.
the mountainous areas
Hang on.
first.
While
I do
driving,
kinda-
well, piloting, flying.
All right. As you
Echo.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. Echo looks at Adel. Well, not directly looks at Adel, but says, "Well, let's hope we could find some good gems for Mr. Bitord. I believe that he needed like a small box worth of gems. If-
Something like that. Yes. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will.
I wish we have a drowsing rod.
Yes, me too.
Okay.
Deadpan.
Sorry, I was just looking something up quick, and it was.
Yeah, no worries. You're doing your thing.
Okay. Sorry. There we go. Okay, I was just looking something up. All right. So as you guys are flying towards the mountain, you said you were going towards the mountain, correct?
Towards the mountainous areas, yeah.
All right. So Bertorodite did mention that there was a spot like out in the open in the crater called Kern. It was the Dwarven village that was like a small fishing village.
Yeah,
If you
let's go there.
guys wanna go there, okay. So from there,
It's what Batorodite mentioned, so we might as well start with somewhere that he mentioned.
Okay. So your ship is a little slower than Bertorodite's. So go ahead and roll me a d20.
I'll do
any
that
one of
because
you.
I think I'm the one who hasn't done it yet.
Gotcha.
A full on 20.
Damn. Okay. So, it actually. So, I was gonna have basically like the day, like a whole day travel. Not really a whole day, but to go from one place to another, kind of like how when we were traveling through the desert of Malantar, something had happened during that day. But on a 20, you actually get there in the same day. It only takes you probably like maybe an hour or two.
Nice.
Yeah,
We
well,
had a
actually, yeah.
we had a good tailwind.
Yeah, for sure. As you guys kind of fly overhead, you see what looks like a little crater, and from above, yeah, there's just a small, from where you are kind of high up, it's like a little dot. And as you do get closer, you can definitely feel the sand buffeting your ship a little bit. You feel it a little more than you did on Bertrandite's ship, but it's still not affecting you because you're inside, and these ships are meant to take a little bit of a beating. So, but yeah, so as you kind of glide in there, and you've kind of, as you guys are, they kind of, some of the fishermen, dwarves, and at the end of the dock, they see you come in, and they like look up, and yeah, you kind of land in. It's like the ships are kind of equipped with landing gear that can land in the water. There's not a lot of area to land on, land, because that's where the village is. It's kind of, they built on a little outlaying in the side of the mountain where there would be some area for them to have a village. But there's not enough room for you to land on ground. So you land in the water, but your ship does have like a floating area, like a flotation device under the landing pads. And then yeah, you have landed next to Kern.
All right.
Or you've landed in Kern. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Opening up the door and looking out, how far is it to land?
Not actually far. You kind of landed next to the city, and a couple of these dwarves that were next to you fishing are actually a little bit angry because they're like, "Oh, you disturbed the fish, son of a bitch."
Sorry.
It's all right.
Sorry. Didn't realize.
Welcome to Kern.
Could we borrow a boat?
To where?
Land.
Oh,
Or at least to not get the feet wet.
I guess we could borrow you a fishing boat. Yeah. And they kind of like, the dwarf that's talking to you kind of gets in one of these little fishing boats. It's enough for 3 people, which is perfect. But like, like, Robert's like, I can swim. That's okay. Because I forgot already that Robert's there. So he comes in to you guys, and he's like, "All right, jump in."
Thank you. Jump in.
You too. And he looks at Robert. He's like, that looks a bit snug. He's like, nonsense. Just jump. I'll catch you. He's like, what? And then
No, don't.
He jumps, and this dwarf, it just kind of holds him up with one hand, like he's kind of shoulder packing him. Even though he's shorter than you guys, he's like holding him, fireman,
Oh, jeez.
And he just with his other hand, he grabs both oars and he just kind of just rows towards the ship.
Rowing them one-handed.
Yep, with both oars. Yeah. So he's just like, normally we don't, he's like, it's fine, I got this. And yeah, he rows you guys to shore, and he tosses Robert.
Thank you very much, sir.
And then you guys get out just fine. You're very welcome. We don't get a lot of visitors out here because we're just a small fishing village. How did you guys know about us?
One of the golem folk, Bertorodite.
Ah, Bertorodite. I gotcha.
He's no? Is that a good thing?
Well, his home's right over on his home's over on the other end of the Craggy Ravine, over in Doug. It's like a village.
So,
It's kind of it's the biggest village on the planet, but it's also home to pretty much all of the golems. Yes, you can find golems here and there, but like that's where their home is.
Oh, so a common relation?
Yes.
Or good relationships?
Good relationships. The dwarves are more scattered throughout the mountain, though. They're more congealed in one area. So.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So, question, fine sir.
We're not afraid to live in the storm, if you know what I mean.
I got that impression.
Yeah.
Looking up and saying that basically in constant shadow.
Anyway, what can I do for you?
Yes. I just realised I'm about to commit a serious faux pas. Please do not take offence. Please do not take offence, because this is not meant as a stereotyping of your species.
Right.
Where might one find a good cave to get crystals or gems of some sort?
He just laughs. He's like, ah, and then he just points to the cave. There's like one cave entrance. It's pretty big though. But he literally just points over there, and you just look to see. It's essentially the entrance of the village, and it just leads right into the mountain. Otherwise, and he's like, otherwise you could go that way, and he points up to the sky, where there's like, head into the mountains up that way.
Right. You just see the whistling wind of the
Yeah.
storm above the head. Oh, I think I'll take the chances with the entrance to your village. Apologies for the stereotyping, that was really not intended. But thank you very
problem.
much for your help.
Of
What
course.
do you fish here?
We fish, so, because I gotta think of a Pokemon. They're,
I'm really putting you on the spot here.
No,
I'm
it's fine.
sorry.
So, because in Pokemon you can obviously fish more than just fish. Like when you use certain types of rods, different Pokemon will show up. Like there's a Pokemon called Wooper or Quagsire. They basically like, what are they, like lizards, like mud lizards, mudfish, I guess.
Axolotls, I
Yeah.
think.
I guess they're axolotls, yeah. But you can fish stuff like that up. Mainly water type Pokemon, and you kind of fish like there's Goldines, which are like goldfish. There's like deep sea fishing for stuff like clamp pearl and stuff. This one is more like a pond size, so it's like it's not too deep, but it's deep enough to have fresh water, So you could fish up some turtles, you could fish up some frogs, you could fish up some, kind of all the kind of stuff.
Interesting.
Magikarp for sure, yeah. Magikarp would probably be the most common you'll find.
How very interesting. Fish in the mountains in a place I would never expected. Oh, thank you.
Hey, you're very welcome. In fact, I think most of the fish you'll find up here, they're just ones called barboach, and you've actually seen the barboach before, because that was the one in your simulation training.
Yeah, I remember that one.
They're water ground type, so there's going to be a ton of them in the water here. Not
Yeah, I remember that
necessarily
one.
here, but anywhere there'd be water. So, yeah,
Thank you very much, sir.
you're welcome.
I'll
Inside
come
the
back to a little
caves,
bit, but
inside the caves, don't be intimidated. Even though there might be like cave entrances here and there, we have pathways that like basically they're like roped off, so you can kind of follow the rope to the next cities over. So, and there's like a ton of different dwarven cities in the mountains here. So,
okay. Thank you very much.
yep. We usually have ropes that lead the least or the most safe ways, so it helps you get through quicker instead of getting lost and accidentally. Yeah, Anyway,
Good to know. Thank you.
you're very welcome. Well, I want to get back to
And-
fishing.
Yeah,
He goes
apologies
back-
about the fish.
Oh, it's fine. They'll come back.
And then I'll walk towards the cave entrance. Well, Adolfin will.
Yeah, the echoes come with it regardless.
Yeah, and Robert will kind of brush himself off because he's been thrown onto the dock when he was in the boat. He brushes himself off and he follows you. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, as you guys go into the caves, yeah, these caves, they extend. Like if you as you keep following these ropes, I guess, or actually, yeah, do you follow the ropes first? There are different, like, there are like entrances here and there that like lead to like other caves, but there's the main rope one he was talking about that like follows.
Return to Echo and Robert. I suspect that. Okay. First off, looking around, how. For want of a better word, how glittery is this? Are these caves so far? As in the rope cave.
The main cave,
And by
not so much.
By glittery, I mean is like
gems and stuff. Or like,
sorry.
Like what? Sorry.
When I say glittery, when Edifin looks up, can Edifin go? Okay, that's amethyst, that's ruby, that's fire opal. Is he able to easily spot different gems, or is it just very clean?
It's very clean tunnel. It has been very cleaned out. Mainly so that, you know, if gems were to fall off, they don't just fall onto people as they were traveling from city to city. But yeah, over time, they would have used the gems to, like, you know, build up outside cities as well. So it's like, this cave, you can, actually make me and either one of you, if you want to, you can make a survival check. And I'll roll one for Robert as well.
I'll leave that to Echo.
Okay. Yeah, Echo, you want to roll a survival check? You can't really tell, but I would say that, you know, it's for how long for how long the galaxy's been around, you might just assume that this place may have been roped like this for quite a while, and that's probably why it was cleaned out. It's just eroding, stuff like that, you know, like the air has been eroding it and stuff.
Well, Edifin will turn to Echo and Robin and say, well, unfortunately, we can either head to the Dwarven village and try and buy crystals, or we can walk off the beaten track and see if we can try and find some ourselves.
Or we could ask, see if there's any routes that we could take that could, well, mine, I should say.
Like a mining route?
Caves.
Like a specific mining area kind of thing?
Yeah.
Echo, that's a much better idea than I had. Let's go with that one.
Yes, because I don't... Kind of looks at different cave entrances. I prefer not to be lost in these caves.
Me too.
Robert's like, yeah, me as well. Although, it would be kind of fun to find some... Because you never know where you can find fossils. Because, you know, he does.
Well, how about this?
fossils,
Why
so-
don't we try and hire a guide? Or potentially hire a guide.
That is one way to do it.
Because if you want to go fossil hunting as well, that means going off the beaten track, for sure.
For sure, yeah. Can you guys
Why don't we
roll
hire
me
a guide?
perception check?
Perception.
Yeah.
What be my perception? Yeah, pretty sure.
I have a 10.
Have an 8.
Okay.
Excuse me.
You think you hear something, but it's like barely audible. But it doesn't sound. It just sounds like. I guess I can't really hear. It just sounds like a kind of.
Did he?
Edifin
sounds
just
like
carries on
it's-
talking.
Huh? Yeah.
Edifin just carries on talking.
Okay. All right. So you guys have decided to go get a guide. You gonna head back to town?
Well,
To the village, or where do you go?
Echo, did you want to say anything?
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll try and find our way to the town.
Easy enough.
I found the rope.
Yeah, following the rope back, you can make it back to town. And it takes you a little bit, but the when you get back, the fisherman dwarf that you met before has started gathering up his fish that he had just caught. And
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
Were you going to a different one?
Yeah, I thought I actually thought that the town was dug into the mountain. So there's a town outside, right?
Well, so the village you were at that you landed on, it's like
Mhm.
if you think of it like the giant mountain, and then there's like a hole. At the bottom of the hole is this town or this village, and then the cave you went into is in there. So
Right. All right. I misunderstood. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. We'll head back to town and see if we can try and find a guide.
okay. So yeah, you go back to town, and you can see the fisherman guy that was helping you before, kind of collecting some Magikarp that he had and putting him in a basket, and before he kind of puts him in a backpack kind of looking thing that he carries on his back, almost like one of those backpack baskets, you know, that makes it easier to carry fresher stuff.
Yeah, wicked basket.
And then he notices you guys, and he's like, "Oh, well, welcome back. That was quick."
Well, hi.
Hi.
Yes. Hi, sir. It was indeed a little bit quick. Namely because it would be helpful to have a guide. Well, you see, just gesturing towards Robert. This gentleman here is a professor and likes archaeology. And
Yeah.
we're also interested in. Yes, and we're also interested in obtaining rarer gems because Mr. Pterodite would actually quite like to have some.
He sent you on another one of those.
What do you mean another one of those?
The areas around, they're kind of plucked clean, so he has bad taste in gems. Like, we as dwarves know our gems. He just likes to eat them. We know what's worth here and there, but he said it was for, I'm guessing it was for his crystal terrarium.
He did mention something like that.
Yeah, I've never seen this crystal terrarium. He says he keeps it at home, but I don't know. I've never trusted the guy. But I mean, you're still free to get those gems. I mean, he has shown me his collection before, at least what he's had on him on his ship. They usually all look the same. To me, at least.
He did mention that he had a lot of brown and red gems.
Yeah, it's because so. Let me tell you something a little about golems. The gems that they match, like the colors that they match, usually are the ones that heal them up the most when they eat them. The only reason why they like the newer colors that aren't the same as them is because it's a new experience. It's like eating new food. You like new tastes, right?
Right.
So he claims to have this terrarium for growing gems, and those do exist. Don't get me wrong. I've just never seen his, and he says, and so you might actually want to go to his hometown someday if you're working for him, just to see what he's up to.
Thank you,
I will say he doesn't seem like a bad guy, but you know, he tends to forget things a lot. So
he tends to experience that golems do tend to expense
yeah.
things.
So he might have forgotten exactly what he has and doesn't have. So
would it happen to? No matter.
Anyway, you're looking for a guide?
We are looking for a guide, please.
Well, the one guide that kind of works here. Oh, she lives here, I guess. But she kind of took a little bit of an expedition out She should be back shortly. Actually, she should have been back like an hour ago. I don't know. She'll come back at some point. But she's the best
You
explorer
said
we got.
no,
in
no,
our
no,
group.
no, 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 no! Don't leave that there. Should have been back an hour ago. Is this common
Yeah, I mean,
for her to be an hour late?
oh no, sorry. Yeah, normally she would have been back like an hour before. She tends to
do-
explore the caves a lot, but
I do remember there was a little noise while we were talking, but that was it.
Do we have to go and rescue our guide? Sounds like it.
I mean, no one's saying you have to. I mean, you could always wait for her to come back. She should show up eventually. She tends to, like, there are some days where it's, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, basically he goes around saying that she is a guide that they have, and she is a good, like, she likes to explore. That's why she kind of goes out on her own, because they don't get visitors often. So, like, when she says she comes back, some days she doesn't always come back all the time. But most of the time, it's usually an hour ago when she would tell herself.
Echo, do you have? Well, I'm assuming Echo, you have far better hearing than I do. You heard something in the caves, did you?
I heard a little noise, but that was it. Could have been anything.
Okay.
But we can
Thank you.
always investigate it.
My
If you guys
my
want
apologies,
to,
sir. What is your name?
Oh, my name, Dan. His name is
Sorry,
Dan. No, you're good.
Dan.
The name's Dan.
Dan. Okay. Dan.
Can you guys roll me another perception check, by the way?
Sure.
This will be slightly easier than last time.
I have a 7.
You have a 9.
Ooh, okay.
9.
Yeah, this time, Adolfin, you slightly hear something, but this time from inside the cave, and it's going like, it's like, and then it gets closer, and it's like, and then
Look
it's,
towards the cave.
you see this elf running at you full sprint, like a red-skinned elf. She's like, she just says, out of the way! Careful!
I will move out of the way.
Roll me a, because she's just full sprinting, roll me a acrobatic save.
Acrobatics.
And I will roll her. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't good at acrobatics. Nah, I have a 4.
She tries to, like, leap over you while you're kind of moving out of the way, but she kind of ends up crashing into you, and you guys both fall to the ground.
Oh, good Lord!
Oh, sorry!
Huh. It's fine. Just get off.
Oh, and then she's like, alright, everybody move from the center, or from the cave entrance!
Why?
And then a swarm of Zubats just fly by the entrance.
Shit. Okay.
And we're gonna leave that for next week.
Well,
Oh,
fuck.
great. Bats.
Yeah,
Lovely.
bats.
Oh, it's a Zubat. Whoa, that's
Yeah. There's a swarm of them, by the way, so it's not just like 2 or 3 of them.
It's not just 1 or 2. It's a lot. Yeah.
But I will say in the swarm of Zubat, it's not just Zubat. Like there's a bunch of different bat-like creatures in here.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, a couple of them actually look a different color.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah,
Annoying
Zubat I'm looking at.
Oh,
So there is a shiny bat.
Yeah, a lot of them are actually like blue and green. Like there's a I had to look up shiny Zubat quick, and there will definitely be a shiny Zubat in there. But yeah, it's like a green Zubat instead of blue.
Yay.
Yay! So I'm excited for next week. And it's funny because originally in my head I was like, oh, it's gonna be this kind of encounter, and then I'm like, oh, it's gonna be this kind of encounter now. And then you guys didn't find her earlier, so I was like, oh shit. So now I'm like, so
That's what happens.
yeah, that's what happens. All right. Hang on. Let me find my outro stuff. There we go. Oh my god. That was fun. But yeah, so next week for sure, I will have those shiny Pokemon in the encounter, for the party and stuff. That'll give me time to write it up, because I was kind of like waiting for you guys to do something, because I'm like, I don't have Pokemon stuff written out right now, so I can't plan anything. So it's like I was kind of waiting for a good moment to bring in an encounter. So
Yep. You need us to get to a point. Yeah, I know.
all good. But that's what makes this fun, because it's like I get to see you guys roleplay, and then I get to throw something at you in the end for next week. Anyway, any favorable moments for you guys today? Let's start
Just
with
Adelphin's bullshit detector.
the bullshit detector. Yes,
Yeah, bullshit detector.
I love to
let's
see you
go.
like trying to be like, I don't like this guy anymore, kind of thing. It's like he's like, it's like, oh,
what do
no.
you mean?
Oh, like when you were like not trusting him because it's like, oh, we're getting a free ship. What the hell? And you're not like
Yeah.
trusting anyone, and it's like, no, you're literally just getting a free ship.
Yeah, because it's like this is too good to be true. I know that this is the secret menu item and you're
I
trying
know,
to get into
yeah.
it, so I understand.
But I
what's
like the
going on.
roleplay. That was fun.
Adelphin doesn't.
Yeah, I was loving that. That was good.
It's like, hey, yeah, congratulations, you are the 100th person to come in. Here's a ticket to get your free ship. I'm like, what? Free ship?
What?
What are you talking about? A free ship? With a capital P.
Yeah. Echo, you have any favorite
So, yeah.
moments today?
The bullshit meter.
The what?
The bullshit
Oh,
detector.
the bullshit meter. Nice. Oh my god. I really should have given you a lie detector. That would have been kind of cool.
That'd
But
be
I'm like,
hilarious.
it's too early for that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy
there's
with
also-
the pickup item. That's a fun one. So
There's also the there's also the the moment of the dwarf going, oh, he's doing that one again, is he? And Elephant going, excuse you?
yeah.
Excuse you? Sorry, and then didn't get a chance to backtrack on that one.
Yeah.
To sort of backtrack to that moment. It's like, so Elephant's like, next time he sees Batorodite, he's going to be like, so, Mr. Batorodite, how many of these expeditions have you sent people on? And why have you not told us? Elephant's gonna be ripping it to
That'll be
Batorodite.
something I have to think about what he's gonna say, because like I already know what kind of person he is, but it's like how he's gonna react to that. Like,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Elephant's not happy about the fact that that a little bit of information was left out, and he's finding out through another source.
Right. Oh my
So yeah,
gosh.
Elephant's gonna be like, excuse me, what's this about?
What's this
Why?
about? What's all this then?
And why did you not mention this?
Yeah. That's good.
You know,
All right.
it's just gonna strangle the poor man.
Unfortunately,
Oh no, he
yeah.
won't.
Oh,
Elephant's not that kind of person.
yeah. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Sean.
He'll
like,
strangle
for the
him with
last
his mind.
3/4, but
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully
Suck-
next week.
sucks for
Yeah.
Sean.
I mean, you know, there's nothing we can do. His internet is kind of back and forth, but it is that we there is a lot of things that we have open while we're playing. There's Zoom, Fantasy Grounds, the character sheets, and I did ask him maybe if he put his character sheet on his phone, because I've been able to open it on my phone before. So instead of on the computer. So if he's able to do that and that works out, maybe we can get him back for next week. But we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll help him figure it out too in the meantime. But thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you, Schoolia, for the donations and the Channel Point Rewards donations. Those are amazing. Edward got himself, or Adolfin got himself a item finder that he can use once a day. Yay.
Which I've already used.
And failed.
Yeah. Not surprising though, because I do. I know it's meant to be electronic,
Yeah.
but when you said dowsing rod, I'm like, oh my god, it's basically just two pieces of rod that Adolfin just holds between his hands, and
Well,
then
in
just
how they
just watches
yeah.
them wherever he walks.
So in the show, or in the game, they don't actually show up as dowsing rods, but in the show, they're two dowsing rods with two like yellow orbs on the end of them, and they flash when you're pointing them at an item. And then when you find
my
the
God.
item, they like shut off, and it's like, oh. So yeah, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, sometime what I might do in the future is, maybe you can find some batteries to charge them, and maybe you can use them more than once a day, kind of thing. So
We'll see.
yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. Today was fun. We'll be back next week around the same time. We'll be back tomorrow on Games and Tea for some Scarlet Guard.
Yes,
I
indeed
think
you
we're
will.
Finally leaving the village. Or we still have to talk about it with as a group to what we're doing next. But I think the goal was that we are now actually leaving.
I believe the goal is that you guys start heading north. So yeah, come over to my channel, Games and Tea, where the Scarlet Guard, that's what these two. No, wrong way around. Him
It's like
and
this.
him. There we go.
Yeah.
Him and them. I'll get this right eventually. There we go. Him and
Yeah.
them are, and Sean as well. Will be playing my homebrew campaign of Dungeons and Dragons. So named the Scarlet Guards because that is the name of them. That is the name of their group. So yeah, check, come back and see what happens. Yeah, I have things planned for that as well. See what happens.
All right. Well, I think we are going to go raid someone. One Shot Questers is up, and they are fun. Questers. There we go. Heck yeah. Okay. But yeah, so thank you once again all so much for joining. I plan on editing these again at some point. Like, I need to get to that, but we're in 7 episodes in, so I got a little bit of time. But once I start, they will be coming out, like, on the go, because they're easy to kind of, I just got to make thumbnails and stuff. So once I get more into the flow, they'll be coming out on YouTube more often. But I have a YouTube channel if you want to see some past recordings and games and streams I've done. I posted on YouTube the previous campaign 1. I think we got like 20 to 22 episodes in or something like that before we had to pause it for an indefinite amount. But yeah, and then I post all the time on Twitter and Discord, so you can see when I go live on there as well. But thank you guys so much for joining in nonetheless. This has been Roll for Immersion, and we roll the immersion for you. Bye guys. Have a good one.
Bye.